Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for coming. Today we are running episode 16 of Shadow of the Dragon Queen. So, without further ado, we are going to get started here. So bring up the right one and bloop. So, everybody, would anybody like to tell us where we are at right now?
The heroes approached a copse of deciduous trees where they believed the missing scouts to be. Bronn was disguised as a draconian soldier recently drafted. Padraig, Bjorn, and Gondar were appearing as his prisoners as they approach. Combat ensued after repeated communication attempts in Draconic by the soldiers at the camp. Uh, there were 5 there that we killed. And we were able to rescue one of the captured scouts. The other was not in great shape, very dead. The freed scout told us it should be safe to spend the night there, that the other soldiers from the camp shouldn't be back for a while, and that the dragon army has a bounty on Solamnic knights, which explains why our companion was yeeted off the boat by a dragon. The party leveled up to 5, began a long rest, luck was recast, and we need to use the Fargab to communicate with Calaman.
All right. Sounds good.
Is Gift of Luck 24 hours or 12 hours?
I think it's 24, is it not? It should say in the duration.
Yeah, and Gondar did it before the long rest, so we'll have 16 hours of it after we do the Fargab.
What time are we saying it was when we went to bed?
I'm going to assume that nobody's going to cast until right before bed. So I'm going to say it's probably going to be like 10 o'clock by the time you guys actually, cast it and then do your long rest. You're probably going to do the Fargab before, since you're probably going to crash like a little after sunset, right?
Yeah, I put in the notes that the Fargab it's kind of retroactive. It's the nighttime Fargab use, but we ran out of session time.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't actually click the long rest yet, am I right? Because we were going to come back and do the loot and stuff. We only did the level up for time's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, I believe, was it Bronn and Gondar that were doing the looting?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, me and the bear were tending to the scout who was still tied up dangerously close to the fire, and they were looting.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so although they're the ones looting, everybody's going to roll on the tables. It's just going to be Gondar and Bronn that find these items. And then from there, they can dole them out and shit. So, I'm going to say, at your guys' level, Gondar, you, sir, can roll me I'm going to say a D8. All right, roll me a D100. '61, table 5. Oh. You have found a figure. Let's take a look what this looks like. Figurine of one. Why? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the first thing you happen to find is a small statuette of a beast small enough to fit in your pocket, which is where you found it on this guard. Although you do not know what it does. It does seem to be made of obsidian, though it seems to be extremely much harder than it normally is. Give me a nature check on the creature that is on this figurine, please. Hey, Blitzed. Sorry, I know I'm late, but I was busy. It's a
Not
bird.
much luck.
You can tell it's a bird.
Okay. What kind of bird?
You don't know. However, for your notes, you can write in this, but put unidentified in brackets in your inventory.
Okay.
There it is in chat. Well, he does that. Bronn, give me a D8 followed by a D100. Bruh. Alright, well,
Hey, well,
at least
no,
you rolled high on the table, right?
Yeah.
You notice this particular guard, it doesn't seem to have anything on him, but something catches your eye in the grass, up in these flowers, actually. If it'll let me, why can't I click on it? It's not letting me highlight shit now. Really? I can't do a ping?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
It's not giving me a ping. It won't let me do it. That's... Oh, it's because it's lagging extremely badly. Gotcha. Fuck.
That's some ping.
I don't understand what's going on here. Alright, well, I got this then. I just opened this shit 20 minutes ago, too. I don't know why it's lagging this badly. But anyways, in those flowers right above you, you notice a strange, stick hanging out. As you reach for it, you pick it up and you realize that although the one end seems to be, can fit in your hand easily, the other side, very large. It looks like a cudgel.
Interesting.
In your notes, you may place this.
Okay.
Christ's sakes, I don't know. I'm going to close and reopen Roll20, I guess. Like, the whole fucking thing is lagging.
Are you allowed to use luck on a loot table?
No. Luck is for skill checks. Anything you roll a d20 on, that... Pretty sure that's what the thing says, right?
There's 3 rolls of your choice.
This is just to get a random thing on a table, though. So it wouldn't make sense to make it be a 20 unless you know what the table is.
Gift of luck doesn't give you a 20. Gift of luck just gives you advantage. So my way of thinking was the 1d8, the higher on that is the better loot table.
How would you know what the loot tables are?
I wouldn't, but the way he reacted to you,
No.
at least you rolled high on the actual table when you rolled your d8 and got
The
a
answer
2.
is no. There's no advantage or disadvantage on the loot table. If you're going to be able to have advantage on something, you need to be able to have disadvantage on it as well. There's nothing like that. I'm gonna limit Gift of Luck to your D20 rolls. So I mean that also allows you to use them for death saves, which I probably shouldn't do. Seems a little overpowered, but I will give you that. But no, not on loot tables. All right, now I got to reopen all of my stat blocks and shit. Awesome. Sorry about this, boys. Like I said, today has been a fucking day.
The classic rains it pours.
Yeah, you can say that again, dude. Okay, look at that. We are back. All right, so Gondar, give me another D8, followed by a D100. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Sorry, that was supposed to be Bjorn. Bjorn and Padraig's rolls. You guys got your rolls. My bad. Bjorn, you have a choice. You can take Gondar's roll, or you can roll your own. You gonna risk it for the biscuit?
Gondar's roll. I didn't see his. Oh, his is the first one.
Yeah. He's gonna be the one finding this item, but it's technically your roll.
I want to roll.
It's a 1 and a 1.
Oh, what the fuck, bro?
Give me a D100. Damn, bruh. Oh, that hurts so bad.
Bro, why would you jinx me like that?
Nice jail.
A night in jail would probably destroy Bjorn completely and mentally.
Laying on the ground, Gondar, next to this creature, you find a bronze mug. Upon this mug is an impish face, carved into the side. Its eyes appear to be a pair of clear blue crystals. So again, you don't know what it does as of yet, but you can put this in your inventory with unidentified in the quotations. Padraig. Would you like to give me a D8 and a D100? The next thing Bronn finds. Table 4. Number 74. Around this one's neck, he seems to be, has a silken scarf. Catches your eye, and you feel there might be something special about it, but as for right now, you're not sure. In chat, please place unidentified next to it in your inventory.
What color is the scarf?
Right now, Bronn has it, but it is... I don't know. What color would you like it to be?
Green.
It is a green scarf. So, as they continue looting, and Padraig and Bjorn, you guys have now questioned the scout. What would you all like to do?
First of all,
He's
let's
safe
go
now, right?
Yeah, he's safe.
Okay, I'm gonna wander over and check the corpse of the other scout, just in case there's anything on it identifying or from Calaman or whatever.
Sure. You approach and you start to search. Unfortunately, there's nothing but a bloody mess.
So we looted the bodies. Did that count the tents as well?
You know what? No, it didn't.
So Bjorn's gonna pick a tent and start going through the stuff. Whatever one looks the swankiest, like looks like
They
it would
look
have
the
belonged
same.
to whoever's in charge. Whichever one has the most stuff that he can see.
Just pick a goddamn tent.
All right, I'll pick the one on the left.
All right. So as he's going to search that, Gondar, I believe you were about to say something.
yeah. I just let the others know, but I found 2 items of note.
Okay.
So guys, I found a bird, silver bird. I don't know what it is, what it does, and a very unique mug, very devilish. In as I look upon it, I'll sleep on them, or if anybody wants to, be my guest.
Can I hear him from the
No,
tent?
you're busy. You're going to check a tent.
Bronn similarly kind of shows that he's found some things to the team.
All right. Bjorn, give me an investigation. You find a small lockbox. Seems to be kind of airtight from your inspection. The key is still in it.
I'm not gonna open it. Do I see anything else in there, or is that the only thing?
That's it, man. It's just an outpost for lowly soldiers, man. Yeah, you ain't gonna find much else.
Well, I'm gonna grab a sheet or a piece of cloth if I can find one in the room and wrap it around it to pick it up and carry it out to everybody.
Sorry. Sure.
Guys, I found a chest. It has a key in it, but I don't know. I had a weird feeling. I didn't feel like I should just go and open it. Did you guys check the other 2 tents?
I can check the south one.
I'll check the one on the right after I sit the box down near the fire if nobody else has moved when I said that to go check.
Padraig, give me an investigation. This looks like a bunch of junk. Tattered bedroll. Smells of urine. Nothing really else, though.
I'm gonna tell Gondar this tent smells bad.
Oh. So, what's that? Toilet or something?
I don't know. I didn't find anything. It just smells bad. If you want to look at it, you can, but I don't want to go in there.
Thank you, man. Really.
I assume we can't use any of the new spells we got until the morning.
Correct.
Okay, I'll check the stinking tent as well.
All right.
I'm gonna stack these bodies up a little bit. Oh wait, no, they crumbled away, didn't they?
Yes.
So then there's just piles of armor and whatever they had on them.
Yep, that's about it.
Okay.
Aw, what a shame. Apparently I missed one. Oh well.
Don't trust him, guys. If he missed one, then he'll probably have him lurking in it.
No, I got rid of it. The combat's over. Y'all already did your level up and shit, so.
The dead body of the guard, I think we're just going to move that to a kind of a more quiet place just off to the side, still near us, but
I'm putting the P tent.
yeah, not in the P tent, but maybe over towards the tree line a bit, just so we're not chilling beside it.
By guard, you mean the scout we came here to find?
Mm-hmm.
One of them? I feel like we should bring his body back with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd ask the surviving scout, because he probably knew that dude better than us.
Ask him what?
If we should bury him here or take him back, what's left of him. If dude had a family or whatever. Because we didn't even get these guys' names when we got the mission from Calaman. We were just told 2 middle-aged dudes and scouts in a rough location.
Well, while they're asking him that, was there anything in the third tent?
Gondar, I believe you were going to go do a second check of the bottom one, and so Bjorn and Gondar can both give me an investigation. Padraig, as you ask the scout what he thinks, if we can manage it, I feel we should take him back to Calaman. Leaving him here, he'd probably just end up carrion for the wolves, or maybe even those reptile things.
Anyway, what happened to you?
You are searching the tent right now.
Yeah, sorry.
I have some spells that can help with that if we need to carry him home.
It would be much appreciated. He was my friend, after all. Telian was a good man. He didn't have a family. He was going to retire next year, and that was going to be the next thing on his list.
War is brutal. We'll bring him back and honor his sacrifice.
Bjorn, you find another chest, much like the other. Gondar, so do you. They're just wooden with simple black locks, and they both have the key in them.
I'm going to treat mine the same way as the first. Grab whatever cloth I can so I don't touch it and wrap it in it, and then put it next to the other one.
You're going to use the piss blankets?
I wasn't in the piss tent.
Oh, Gondar's in the piston.
Yeah, okay. I'm casting Mage's Hand and try to unlock it with a key.
It unlocks.
Okay, and then from a distance, I raise the lid.
It opens with a psst, almost like you're popping the top on a pop or soda, wherever you're from, and call it. And as you look inside, looks like there's about 20 days worth of rations.
Well, I go through these rations. Are they really rations, or is there anything underneath?
Seems like jerky and nuts.
Okay, of good quality, medium, poor, what?
Fucking edible?
Okay.
From a role-playing standpoint, how does leveling up work? So like we go to bed and we wake up with new abilities. Would I have been like preparing to learn this new spell in the next day? Like, would I know I'm gonna wake up and suddenly know more like a new spell?
I'm gonna say you might not be aware that you know a new spell, but maybe in a time of great stress in combat, you try something and it just works.
So I wouldn't know now that I'm gonna wake up being able to detect magic.
Nope.
It's not something I could be like, oh, I was working on learning this at night and then was able to.
No, I've tried doing a game before where we actually took like downtime and characters went to like a trainer, and honestly, I found it way too dry, way too boring. It just gave me a lot of things to describe that were very not useful, and it just killed a lot of time. And I feel in a paid game, it's really not worth it for you guys to spend a session where I'm like describing things, and you guys really don't get to do a whole lot. So I've kind of nixed that part of it. I don't feel it's inducive. It
Fair enough. So
Yeah, kind of like a video game. They just get it.
when I see him open that chest with his mage hand, I'm going to get his attention. Hey, can you try that with these two that I found? I was a little nervous about touching them. And I point him towards the two chests that I have wrapped sitting by the fire.
Gondar,
Yeah.
he was talking to you, my guy.
Oh, sorry. Come again?
After noticing you open the chest with your mage hand, I'm gonna run over and be like, "Oh, I have two more. Can you do that with those two as well?" I was wary of actually touching them, and I point them towards the two chests rolled in bed sheets.
Yeah, Mans, of course. And I go to the other two and open them with my Mage's Hand from a distance as well.
20 days of rations in each.
And nothing more.
Nothing more.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, one of them does have something. You find a folded up piece of parchment at the bottom.
So the third chest was 20 rations plus parchment, or just the parchment?
20 plus parchment.
Thank you.
What's in the parchment? I open it, try to read it if it's a language I can understand.
There seems to be a lewd drawing of a dracon or a reptilian creature with a heart in the top right corner.
Whoa.
Brokeback Draconian Mountain.
Well, that's very odd. Are you going to keep that, or can I add it to my book? It's got pictures.
Okay, be my guest. Take it.
Bronn's gonna
Yes.
cast Bless on Bjorn.
So I take it and I pull out the How to Hunt Bears book and slide it in as a replacement for one of the missing pages.
Sure.
Should we set up any perimeter before bed?
Well, Padraig still has to do the far gap yet.
Yeah, if we're done looting, now would probably be a good time, unless we're very far chronologically from when it should be used this evening.
No, I'd say the sun is pretty much starting to set.
Yeah, we probably have all the information we're going to get. I will, though, ask the surviving scout. I'll tell him we've got a device that allows us to communicate with Calaman. I don't know how to explain a microphone having limited range in character. It works best if one person talks at a time who is near the device. Is there anything you want to tell them or ask, or can I just give my report?
Give you a report, but they should probably know about the information I gave you as well. Oh, and and let them know about I forgot his name already.
Was it like Teverin or Tevirin or something?
Sure. Tellian, I think. Tellian.
There you go. Do we have a name for the living scout?
Let's go with Valiant.
Okay, I'll bust out the Fargab and ring him up.
I'll start doing a little bit of a perimeter check while Padraig does that, and just kind of walk around, being very wary of traps, any residual traps that may be around, and yeah, kind of just setting up a perimeter before we pack it in.
All right.
Whatever direction he's walking in, I'm gonna go the opposite so that we kind of meet in the middle like a half circle.
All right. I'm gonna say, Bronn, as you do the perimeter, you can give me 4 investigations or survival, and Bjorn, same. Padraig, you pull out the far gap.
Can I use? Is this something you can use guidance on?
Yes. Guidance is for
1d4.
for skill checks.
So I'm gonna keep casting guidance on myself.
It lasts for like a minute or something. 10 minutes, something like that. So just go ahead, do your thing. Padraig, you pull out the far gap. Hello?
Hello?
There you go. I can hear you.
I do the thing with the button.
Juniper comes across the other side. No, sorry, it's Vendry, Marshal Vendry. Report.
Can we just say I tell her what I said at the intro to the session
Yes, you may.
without repeating it all?
Yep. Very well.
Oh, and we haven't talked to them since we lost
Bedveer.
Bedveer. Oh, I've been calling Bronn Bedveer in the notes. I'll fix that. Yeah, I'll tell her about what happened on the boat and then the report of us finding the camp. I will leave out the weird dude with the wolf for the sake of brevity.
Okay. She comes back across. Well, yeah. So I've just recently got a report of Knights of Solamnia being slaughtered all over. So it makes sense that they came for Bedvere as well. I'm sorry about your companion. Seems like a good man.
And I'll mention by name that Tellian was not savable. He'd been well slaughtered before we got to him, but Veliot will be returning with us. We're planning to bring Tellian's remains, and that we found a few items of note that we need to identify, and 60 rations.
All right. Well, getting late. I'm assuming you're staying there for the night.
Yeah, Veliot told us that any other soldiers that had visited this camp probably wouldn't be back anytime soon. And a couple of the guys are doing a perimeter check right now before we bed down and set up watch.
Very well. You'll head back first thing in the morning?
That's the plan, yes.
Okay. Reach out in the morning.
Can we identify these items during our rest?
Yes. She says reach out in the morning.
We'll do first thing.
Rest well, Padraig.
Thank you. You too.
And the Fargab seems to go dead.
I'll stow it back in, or it is a pack. I'll put it away.
All right. Gondar begins to do his identifying ritual as as Bjorn and Bronn finish up their checks. Bronn, you find a trap over here in the brush. And then you find a couple more. You see, it's hard to spot, but you do notice some way down in the tree line to your about southeast. So from where you are, this direction. But it's like way in the bush.
I just make sure everyone's aware of them. Just leave them alone.
Can you mark them on the map permanently?
I marked them with little orange circles.
Yeah, that's not the orange circle. Just give me a second.
No problem.
Oh my god, I'm starting to lag again. It must just be Roll20. I have no extensions going or nothing. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to install Firefox after this. Right. Bjorn.
Oh yeah.
Find one to the left of where you are now.
Okay.
And then one down here in the other entrance you guys did not use. And then two more in the bush to your southeast.
Like that.
I can't see ping, so I gotta restart fucking Roll20 again.
I didn't ping. I put circles.
Well, no, I made it so you can see them on the map. You probably just can't see them because they're like behind the tree line at the moment and shit.
Oh, the lines.
Yeah, the blue lines.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before we turn in for the night?
Now that we've like compared notes and information and loot, who got the mug?
I rolled it, but I haven't personally taken it yet, unless you've given it to me.
Yeah, feel free, take it. Anyway, we have to identify them to see what they do.
Nice. I needed a new whiskey cup.
Padraig, you can have this scarf. I have no need for it.
When I see the mug go to Bjorn and I get a scarf, I'm going to ask Bjorn if he'd like to trade.
What's the scarf?
Green.
Is that the veneer thing? The charlatan's veneer?
Yeah, charlatan's veneer. Just because my character's an alcoholic and I know you're into disguises, I don't know what either of them do. I'm hoping the mug isn't cursed.
The mug's pretty dope. It tells you if there's poison in it.
Neither of us know that.
Yeah, he identified it while you guys were doing your walk around the perimeter.
Oh, okay. I thought we weren't going to know what they were until after the long rest.
No. Identify is a 10-minute spell. If he does it as a ritual, it takes 11 minutes. So while you were talking to her and they were checking the perimeter, that's what he was doing. So it probably would have taken a few more minutes than, how long you were on the far gab and whatnot. But yeah, no, it's identified. It's all good.
So
okay, then I'll tell you.
Read what your scarf does, and then tell me if you still want to trade, because your scarf is pretty dope.
I would tell you that when you're in a crowded area, it's harder for people to spot you.
You still want to trade?
And you can get people to trust you more. And I have no idea how I would explain being able to use the spell Modify Memory once a day, because I don't know what that spell does. But it sounds more your speed than a cup.
Oh yeah, Bjorn's definitely down to trade. He doesn't even care about any of that noise. He loves costumes. I just wanted to make sure you saw what you were trading before you traded it away, because that's fucking dope for stealth.
Oh damn, that item gives you the ability to cast Modify Memory?
As long as you have successfully persuaded your target in the last 24 hours.
Jesus.
It's the gaslighting scarf.
Yo, for real.
Yeah. I made the decision that I wanted to try to trade items before I knew what either of them did from an RP point of view. And I kind of appreciate the irony of me having a mug that detects poison, considering what I've done.
It's probably not a bad thing for you to just to have now, knowing. All that.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm doing it for the RP, not the power level.
Great trade. I
RS,
gladly accept.
And I just chose the color because that's my character's color for his name.
Green will kind of go with my fucking moo.
It can match your tuxedo. A little splash of color. Or wait, do you have a tuxedo or a ranger outfit?
So I have the Sheriff of Nottingham outfit, and I have a bear suit, like a fake bear
that's right,
suit,
that's right.
wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah, no, it'd go with the ranger outfit in case it gets cold. Sheriff outfit, sorry. So I'll change that in my inventory.
All right. Well, is anybody else doing any swapping or anything else for your long rest?
Well, I ask everybody whether they'd like to have this raven. It's a messenger, in essence. I like it, but if anyone thinks that he needs it,
Is that the figurine?
yeah.
When my character sees that figurine, I'll mention the one that I had of the dog that I gave to Juniper. Just because, little figurine of an animal. I'm sure it does something different, but similar enough that my character would remark upon it.
Okay. So you want it?
Maybe we can turn Juniper into a Pokemon trainer.
Would identifying it tell him what exactly it does and what the word would be?
Yeah, whatever you want it to be.
Well, if you guys can't decide, we'll just take it with us back to the back to Calaman and figure shit out there. I'm getting tired though. I'm gonna go find a pile of leaves.
What does Animal Messenger do?
I think you can convey a message to this animal when it turns into a real raven and fly to your target, to the person you want the message to be transferred to.
So that'd be good for us if we ever split up, but it also might be good RP wise for Juniper to have because she won't go with us, but we care about her safety.
Well, if I recall correctly, you can't tell this raven to look exactly, for example, for Juniper. You have to describe a person, meaning that it will be hard for this messenger to find a specific person in a place, in a big place, such as a city. But the other way around, it could be done for her to find us, as you say.
I'm reading the spell description for Animal Messenger. Is it the same raven every time it's summoned?
I mean,
I don't know that.
Like if we summoned it once in the presence of the four of us plus Juniper, would it then know all five of us? Or is it like a separate instance of the raven the next time it's summoned and it couldn't remember, like, go find Gondar?
kind of, I would say it's kind of like, if you ever read the Dred's books, Guinevere, that's how he summons her. It's a figurine of wondrous power.
So it can learn about us and identify us.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep it then.
and I got a real big stick that can do some good whacking. As I start like kind of hitting in my hand like a baseball bat.
Does it have a special effect?
It's the knockabout billet, or whatever it is, and it just knocks someone back once a day. If you succeed a skill check against them.
Having such
So,
a day.
Just pretty much a big fucking stick.
So, like,
BFS.
once a day you can do the thing from the Shield Master feat, but you don't need a shield?
Yep.
Nice.
My BFS. A big fucking stick.
Padraig will volunteer to take first watch since there's a lot on his mind after using the Fargab.
While you guys take a long rest, I am going to take a long piss.
Bronn
I'll
will
be
take
back.
right in the middle. He'll take a middle shift.
Oh, I'd also say when I volunteer for the first watch that I think the Veliot shouldn't have to take a watch since he needs to recover and get some rest where he's not tied up.
Bjorn will take watch whenever somebody wakes him up for his watch.
I agree for delay.
Gondar,
Yeah.
do you want to do more translating? Or do you have the book with you?
Yeah, I do, and it's a very good idea to go on with the page with the translation.
Sounds like it's maybe not the only copy of that book if they're turning these Knights of Solamnia into Death Knights. It'd be good to understand the process.
Is Savage here? Blair?
He's out, it seems.
He gone. He was lying.
So I'm looking at the spell in the compendium. It's got it twice, but one says PHB under it, and the other one says CM. Does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter. So one's player's handbook, and the other's just another source material book. Sometimes there's double stuff. They should be exactly the same. It's just like if you bought one or the other, sometimes they're included in either or.
Fair enough. So what do you think? Should I add this modified memory to my spell list, but then I just can't cast it unless the circumstances allow it with the scarf?
If you
Yeah.
put it in, just don't select the dot so you remember that it's not something you can do a bunch of times.
Yeah, or you're not gonna waste your prepared spell slots on preparing it.
Yeah.
And then
I
usually
don't
put
have
something
prepared
in.
spell slots, do I? I'm a bard.
You
Oh,
know,
I've never actually played a bard.
whatever Bard has, he has. Kind of like a sorcerer.
So can I add modified memory to my spell list and then just put something in the name that so I know I can only use it in that certain situation?
Yes. Tell me it at least has a limit on how many times you can use it, right? In like a day or a week or something.
Once per day. It says you can't use it again till dawn.
That's
Okay.
so sweet, though. Oh my god.
So that is
But
a
I
level
have to
5 spell.
Yeah, I have to charm I have to persuade the person first, and then they still get to make a saving throw.
Fair enough. Alright, sorry, I had to run to the bathroom like really quickly. I've been chugging water since I got up here and it's like not doing a goddamn thing for me. I'm still dry as fuck. But is there anything else you guys want to do before you crash out then? We're good?
Yep.
Excellent. So you guys pass through your watches for the night, and it's rather peaceful. You can hear the crickets and the wind in the trees. You don't really hear any sounds of anything nefarious. But you guys awake in the morning. Get yourself some rations. Eat up. And Belliot is already awake, wrapping his friend in one of the bedrolls, wrapping him tightly.
I'll volunteer to help carry him with him.
So when Bronn hears you say that, he pipes up and says, got something that can help. And he has prepared Strength of the Ox today, which I will show you what that is. And I will cast that on whoever wants to carry the body.
I don't know what that does, but I'd like to help.
Concentration up to 1 minute, level 1 spell slot.
It only lasts a minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. That's lame.
I believe they do it that way, so you're not sitting there like, cast it once in the morning and then they've got it the entire fucking day through combat and everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Okay,
you
well,
could
this
find
doesn't work.
If you could find something to make a makeshift sled, I could pull it behind me.
We have rope.
Surrounded by trees.
So then we just need to grab some logs or sticks and attach some fabric between it to make a makeshift sled to pull.
Yeah,
Yep.
there were some bedrolls still in the tents.
I'll go start finding some sticks.
All right.
While they assemble a sled, I'll do the morning Fargab.
Sure.
And while he does that, can I ritual cast detect magic on the surrounding area?
Sure.
Oh, Gondar was going to translate overnight some?
Yeah.
You guys were kind of already at your limit there, with your call it, your identifying and everything else. I'm gonna say you definitely would not have had time with everything else that was going on and everything you guys did. There wouldn't be time to do any translations.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. Bronn and Bjorn, you guys give me survival checks.
Oh, I didn't mean to leave that on.
Whatever, it's a cantrip. You can do it as often as you want.
Not if I'm ritual casting detect magic on the area.
Fair. No. The only thing magical you guys find is on your allies.
During my watch, can I have poured some of my whiskey into the mug?
Sure.
So I canonically know. Oh, no, my whiskey's not poisoned. So I wouldn't know what it looks like when poison is in it. Never mind.
I believe Gondar would have told you when he identified it.
Right, but I've never seen it in character activate.
You don't have any more poison whiskey?
I do have something I could pour in it, or that I might have asked to get identified while that was happening. It's the Wrathful Vapors. Oh, I have that water skin of mixed poisons, but I already know that's poison. From near the keep in Calaman, the dude that had all the poison potions on him and they broke and they got scooped up and mixed in a water skin.
Yep. I thought you handed that off, did you not?
If I did, it's still in my inventory. I don't remember giving it to anybody. But I have something called Wrathful Vapors, which I believe is an unidentified potion. It was from a
Ooh, yeah,
previous loot.
I did also have a couple other non-identified things. Could I have had Gondar identify those while he was doing the others?
Well, guys, I'm identifying these items with a short rest. I do not have an identify spell.
Ah,
Wait, you don't have an identify spell?
No, I do not.
Oh,
I was identifying them as by attuning to them
oh,
during
most of
my.
those were not attunement, dude. Okay,
Yeah, but
so no, then you don't know what any of them do, man. I
oh
thought you had the identify spell. You've been identifying for like weeks.
no, no, I never did have the identify spell. It's not a warlock spell.
It's first level divination ritual.
Yeah, but I do not have it.
Yeah, if you don't have a identify spell, then no, you none of these things that you have identified are identified.
Okay,
So
sorry for
basically,
that.
Gondar sat there for a couple hours last night, checking all these items out, and he's like, "It's a mug, it's a club."
just making shit up.
So then, when I used my detect magic, then it would be a surprise to each person that had an item when it starts glowing.
I mean, the reason that he was identifying them was to find the magic. You know what? In fact, Gondar, give me 4 Arcana checks.
Bards can get identify.
I thought he already had it. I could have sworn somebody already had it, and that's why I didn't pick it. That's why I switched for detect magic instead.
Yeah. So the mug's a cool looking bronze mug. You've got a statuette of a bird. You have a magic club, and you have a magic scarf. And when they ask what they can do, you go, "I don't know."
Bjorn, I have detect magic and I can't get identify. If you'd like to swap during a rest.
Would Blair let me swap them?
I will allow you to swap it right now before you have actually used detect magic, since you did just do your level up. And also, do remember that in my games, attunement takes a long rest, not a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to identify something by attuning to it, it would take you a long rest, my guy. That rule's always been there. You might not have known it, which I thought I covered it in session 0. I might have forgotten it.
Yeah,
But
perhaps I forgot about it.
So then, to scrap what happened, instead of casting detect magic ritually, I casted identify ritually on each item one by one.
sure.
However it worked.
So the next morning, when you guys wake up, there's a pile of magic items, and you decide to check it out for yourself. Well, Padraig is doing his Fargab. Bronn is getting some trees and stuff. Gondar, what are you doing?
Well, nothing in particular.
Did you want to help him gather up stuff to make a
Sled.
yes.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Bronn, you rolled me a survival. And I would like Gondar to roll me a survival as well. So other than the 4 items, is there any other items that you guys would like to identify right now?
I got 2 oils in my bag.
And I have a potion of wrathful vapors.
Okay. Anybody else got anything to identify? So we get this timetable set. Going once, going twice. All right, so that is 7 items. So this will take you 77 minutes to identify. And I believe you have Ritual Caster as a bard, do you not?
Yeah, I can cast any bard spell with the R on ritual tag as a ritual spell.
All right, so you take the next 77 minutes to do this. Gondar and Bronn, you guys are getting gathering up sticks, and you are making a sled. It seems to be coming together pretty well. Bjorn, you have identified all of these objects. You know what they do. So everybody that has something identified, you guys can throw it in your inventory and erase the unidentified thing. And you're good to go with those. Padraig.
As I hand them back, when I hand him the cup, I'm gonna be like, and explain what it is, and be like, "Are you sure this is still a fair trade for you? I traded because the scarf was pretty, but it's pretty goddamn badass."
I like to drink. I'm happy.
Good. I give him a slap on the shoulder as I walk away.
Yeah, in character, I'm not bringing up the poison thing.
Okay. So, Padraig, you pull out the Fargab.
And I will activate it and say hello.
Anything new to report?
The night passed without incident, and we feel stronger this morning and figured out what the items we found do.
All right. Well, head on back. We'll see you when you get here.
How long did it take us to get, minus the thing with the dragon? It took us less than a day, right? Like boat, walk, everything.
Yep.
We should be back before the next Fargab time,
Yep.
assuming no incident.
Indeed.
Okay, yeah, I'll let her know that as we sign off the call.
Okay. What was
Does
the last...
anyone not have Gift of Luck?
Yeah.
Everybody's got it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. I was only asking because I realized I can ritual cast it.
And I can cast it on 2 persons per cast, since I have leveled up. And then I could take a short rest and regain all my slots.
All right, let us be off.
So, you guys, what was the last thing you heard about Cudgel, by the way?
Oh, she's dead.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, you guys begin to head south, dragging this this sled of this dead body.
Is it all in one piece?
Yes, it's in one piece.
The last time her name was mentioned was at the memoriam at the bonfire,
Okay.
according to the notes.
You guys continue on south.
We know that Buddy killed her. I forget his name right now, but he betrayed her in the regiment.
The one that did the bathroom attack, right?
Yeah.
So you guys continue down south, hauling this body with you. Along the way, as you are going over a small ridge, you see what looks to be people in a large group being led by people in armor. They're probably about a mile off. Doesn't look like they've noticed you.
Can we see what kind of armor, like who they're with?
The only reason you even caught sight of them was because of the glinting of the sun off of the armor. As for being a mile out, no, you're not going to be able to tell what kind of armor or what colors or anything like that they're wearing.
Can we estimate numbers?
Yeah, you're counting, if you were to estimate it, you do have a little bit of height on them, maybe like 50 feet or so. It looks like there's probably a good 80.
I feel like no matter whose army that is, we should do our best to avoid being spotted.
Can we tell any kind of idea at how many of them appear to be armored versus not from this distance?
Give me a perception.
Do you use luck before or after you roll?
The gift of luck? That what you mean?
Before you roll.
Yeah, you have to decide to take advantage before you roll.
I'm gonna do that for this.
You estimate probably out of the 80, looks like 20 of them have armor. With that roll, you also notice that it almost looks like the people who are not armored seem to be following, well, not wearing metal armor, I should say, seem to be following them without any poking or prodding. They don't seem to be tied. In fact, it looks like some of them might even have packs on their back. So the people do seem like they're kind of slow. Very slow moving.
I'm going to relay that information to the guys quietly and say that I don't think I want to get into combat with that many people right now, but what do you guys think? Like right now, all we've got is numbers that we could relay back to Kalaman once we get there. Do you think we need more information than that? Are they headed towards the fishing village that died?
Give me a survival.
Vogler.
Although it seems like they don't notice you, it almost seems like they are on a intersection course with you. Looks like they're headed pretty much about where your boat is.
Oh shit. I let the guys know that.
Do we have a way to get word to the boat to move, or Do you think we can get ahead of them fast enough to get out of here?
The bird?
The boat? Oh, what bird?
The bird from the statuette is the only thing I can think of that would move faster than one of us.
How fast are these things marching?
He said slow.
So we could,
Yeah, it doesn't even look like they're really marching. Looks more like they're trying to remain not necessarily hidden, but definitely slower pace.
Can we have the other map?
Yeah, I have a 1 on all theater of the mind rolls.
Bronn says, I don't know, maybe we should, like, he's considering maybe like running to the boat to think if we can get ahead of this and launch off, if that would be worth it.
I agree. We should get out of here as quickly as possible. Get to the boat and get back.
Yeah, but can we do that unnoticed?
Belly
Probably
pipes
not.
up. You know, I am a scout, right? That's what I do for a living.
How long does Invis last?
1 hour.
Do we think we're less than an hour from the boat if he's booking it?
You guys are probably, I'm gonna say, like 2 hours from the boat. That's the only reason that you guys are like, you can tell they're on an intersection, because like you guys are heading in one direction. It looks like they're headed in that same direction. They're just a mile off from you.
So if he ran the whole way, he could do it in 1 hour?
To go check them out and get back to the boat?
No, I'm suggesting he get to the boat.
Well, Scout, do you have some kind of plan then?
Because we could take the body and us and move in the other direction. So instead of going southeast, go southwest and have the boat come pick us up at a different spot if he can make it to the boat fast, quick.
Or just even get some like prep work on the boat, right? So we can get there and push off and haul ass.
Are we the blue circle?
Yep. Well, and that's not where you are now. That's where the mission was.
Because we've got the body.
So southwest then would end up being Vogler.
I don't mean like all the way to Vogler. I'm just saying like east along the coastline is where the boat is.
Yeah, so the boat is right here. You guys are headed from that circle down to here. They seem to be coming almost directly from Vogler.
Oh, okay.
So like based on their movements, it's pretty good thought, and the fact that we're inside enemy territory, that these guys are not our friends.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear.
Also,
how many
even if
of
we
them
freed them,
were
not all of them.
out there?
80.
80, yeah.
Well, Scout, did you have some other idea? You seemed very sure of yourself in notifying us that you are, in fact, a scout.
Well, I mean, you could always go see who they are and sneak back to you, or we can go with your plan. I mean, you guys outrank me.
We are ahead of them. With the body, are we able to move faster than their slow marching?
About the same. They're kind of like trying to stay low. That's the reason they're going slow.
Our mission is to bring this scout back. I don't know if it would be the wisest to send him out scouting again when we just saved him.
Yeah.
We can leave the body if we have to. We're at war after all. It's awful, and his family deserves to get their body back, but we're not going to end up dying over bringing back a dead body.
That's fair.
So do we
I mean,
run
there's
for
always.
it?
Go ahead.
I was just saying, so do we run for it? What do you guys feel?
I've got two ideas. One is to just book it for the boat. I'd be willing to risk exhaustion to bring the body. Or if he scouts and he thinks it's, 20 enemies and 60 friendlies, if they didn't hamper us or actively helped us, we could try to, 65 on 20.
Yeah, but how can we be sure about that?
Right. We wouldn't know unless he scouted it. I definitely can't scout it. I would lean towards booking it and just having the information about the numbers to pass on to Calaman, which is more information than they had now.
I like the idea. I have one question. For how we tied up with our boat I know our boat's not very big. How long do you think it would take us to depart once we get to the ship? Because I think we need to think about that.
If I was strong like Ox, I could carry the body solo onto the boat for 1 minute.
Am
There you
I
go.
remembering correctly? Isn't the boat a ship and it didn't actually, make landfall? We came in on a dinghy from the ship?
That sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it was like was it a 12 or 20 person boat?
It was a 20-person boat that had 12 people on it.
Right.
I feel like it was maybe even more than that because they said it had room for 20 prisoners even.
Yeah, if you jammed them in inhumane conditions.
But
Yeah,
then,
in the cargo
we
hold.
can set off immediately if we just, because it's a dinghy, it's a rowboat.
Yeah, I mean, when we get within shouting distance of the boat, we could holler at them like, pull anchor.
Yeah, I was just worried that maybe we were in a position where it would take us 5 minutes to get on the boat and out, and that would be dangerous. But if we can haul ass, get to the boat, and still be moving, I think that that's a pretty safe plan. Maybe not safe plan, but a good plan just to get out of here.
So we all agree? We book it?
I have another suggestion. If we do reach the boat, we should try to fool some of them into coming nearby and possibly take a prisoner or two.
If the opportunity presents itself organically, I think we'll try. But
Guys, we got to make a decision now.
I think we got to get the hell out of here.
Okay, let's book
Okay,
it.
we're running. We're booking it.
Okay.
I'm drop the body and booking it. Or did you
I'm
say
not
we're
dropping the
running?
body.
All right, well, I'm helping him pull it as we run.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm helping as well.
So just so you're aware what that countdown was, to see how much further they had made it while you guys were standing there for 10 minutes having this discussion.
I thought that was going to be them attacking us.
Nope. This is just to see how much further they were making it. So I'm going to say that during your conversation, they have made it another half a mile.
Did we stop to talk, or were we talking while walking?
You guys had stopped to just to take a look at the group, and then you guys never mentioned you were going to continue walking while you decided what to do. So I'm taking it as you guys were still up on the ridge, out of sight of them. So, it's not like they saw you or anything. But they have walked another half mile in the 10 minutes. that you guys took to figure out what you were doing. They're not half a mile closer to you. They're just half a mile in the direction that they were headed.
Okay, let's book it.
I'll ask.
Dash action.
So the scout's going with you guys then? You don't want him to scout?
Nope.
No.
If anything, let's just have him be kind of near the front. But yeah, he's with us. He's not any distance away.
Okay.
And if we're on an intersection course anyways, I'm sure we'll eventually be close enough to at least see a bit more of what's going on.
Sure. You guys continue on. Rushing now, realizing that there's a slight chance they might be able to beat you. So you start rushing. All right. You get us. It takes you about an hour and a half now instead of the 2 hours you were planning on. As now you are afraid that you are going to be stuck on the side of the river. And as you guys are about 10 minutes from the boat, you hear, "Halt!" from somewhere above you in a tree. You all can roll me a perception. And yes, Bjorn, you can use your territorial, and you have advantage. Say it before you ask. Padraig?
Since like during the whole time we were running, we would have still had a somewhat awareness of like the marching of the army. Like, how close would we say they are to where we are, like the main lot of them that we know of?
Probably not more than like 10 or 15 minutes behind you. Actually, I'll put it at 25. So none of you can see him. However, Bjorn, Gondar, Padraig, you know that he is around the backside of one of the trees in front of you, probably at least 50 feet up.
And in regards to the marching army, how close would we think they are? Because we would have kept a situation awareness.
I literally just answered that.
Oh, you said I'll put it at 25.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Oh, okay, minute. He's behind the tree, up about 50 feet.
Do I recognize the voice as being dude with the wolf?
You do not.
Okay.
He also says, "I see you wear no dragon army colors. I assume that's your boat down on the shore, no? Flying Kalaman colors?"
Who's asking?
I am not stopping moving during this conversation.
He's speaking common, which is a good thought. As we're kind of running through, I'm saying, what's it to you as we're moving through?
Can I run up to the tree and shake it from its base?
It's huge, dude. I don't care your strength. You're definitely not shaking this tree. But it doesn't matter because 6 arrows fly. However, none of them seem to be aimed at you as they all land in a line in front of you in the dirt.
We do not have time for this. We do not work with the dragon army. If you are friend, then let us pass. If you are foe, then you might as well just shoot us because we have a mission to complete. And I'm going to turn to keep walking.
He steps out on, you hear footsteps on a tree branch sticking far out. Then he says, "Well, I guess I should wait for my friends to get here."
Can I try to focus and see where he is?
Yes, he has come out of his hiding spot and is now sitting on a branch.
What's he look like? What's he wearing?
He is wearing the ironclad colors.
Cudgel's army?
Uh-huh.
I will ask if he was with Cudgel while continuing to bring the body towards the direction of the boat.
Yes, and I realize that that boat you have there is not going to carry all of us across at once. But I would ask you to wait till my leader is here so that she may cross with you. I believe you did just speak her name after all.
That really catches Bronn's attention.
Insight.
Sure.
Bjorn does like one of those cartoonish, like as he's trying to stop, kind of like slides forward, doing a double take, turning back.
Using a charge of luck.
Sure. $24, huh? You've never heard somebody seem so genuine.
We might need the assistance after all.
How is it that Cudgel survived? We all thought her dead.
He looks at you all and he says, "Huh. I see that other one is not with you. Bedvere, the Knight of Slomnia?"
He was taken.
I see. And who told you that Cudgel died, perhaps?
The bastard JF.
Ah. And is he the one who told you that... so he told you that Cudgel's dead? Hmm?
He did right before we ended his own life.
Well, he did stick a blade between her ribs. But she did not die. We have since learned that he has put a bounty out, or there has been a bounty put out on Knights of Slomnia. Jaev killed Becklin. Tried to kill Cudgel.
This news of her life is most wonderful. I cannot wait to see her, but I don't know if this is a wise spot for us to stop. I feel like we should move towards the boats. Do you have a way of signaling the movement of your position?
They are supposed to just head towards shore, and then we're going to make some rafts to try and get the people across, but you have a boat. I would suggest you wait for her.
Then we make our way to the shore. As you said, that's where they're meeting you.
You guys are literally like 2 minutes from the shore at this point. Like, you can see the shore. You can see your boat. That's how he knew the boat was there.
Would our boat have other smaller boats attached to it, either life rafts or rowboats?
No, it's only big enough for one dinghy.
I ask him how many he has with him.
Well, I believe we have, well, there's my scouts, but we're going to wait here and be the last off. But other than that, there's 80, including Cudgel. Some of the villagers who survived at Vogler.
Is your plan to join the forces of Calaman in this war?
Don't really see any other options, do you? They wiped out most of our mercenary band. We went from over 1,000. There's maybe 50 of us now.
I feel like you need to use the Fargab and request additional boats. Tell them the situation. This is an emergency.
Yeah.
I can sure try, but
Or
I'll take it out and try it.
All right, so Padraig, you're going to roll me a D100, but before you do, Evens is good for you. Odds is not. Continue to roll, please. You sit there for a minute, just hearing static as you click over and over again. Finally, you hear, "You're a little early for check-in. Is something wrong?"
We sighted about 80 folks heading towards our boat and communicated with a scout they had in a tree near the shore who identifies himself as being with the Ironclad Regiment. He says Cudgel is alive. She survived the assassination attempt, and they are requesting to make use of our boat or other boats to get to Calamen to join the war effort.
The Fargab is silent for a few moments.
I
As
believe he's telling the truth.
as we're waiting for the answer for the Falgarb, I'd like to make another suggestion. With a force such as yours, we could possibly engage this group we saw earlier.
This group you saw is their group.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that if we think that this is an army or if this is friends. So that's good.
Yeah, this is 80 more refugees from Vogler if this guy's telling the truth.
Okay.
Yes, that has been that he definitely said that. So
Yeah, but I didn't get it.
So the Fargab does fire back up. Says, "We will allow her and her 5 most trusted. We will send some ships out to water, and once we speak with her, we will decide whether the rest are welcome or not. From all reports, it was, after all, the Ironclad who instigated everything in the first place, no?"
There was a schism in them.
Yeah.
Some betrayed, others remained true, many died.
My answer remains the same. I want to talk to her before we allow anybody else in.
Copy that.
That may be the case, but we're not asking you to let them in at the moment. We are asking for ship support to begin ferrying people across.
We are not bringing more people into our port until I have spoken to Cudgel. Vendry out. The Fargab goes out.
I stow it.
Rough.
Gotta remember, this is like they're literally on the front lines now. Like, the armies are within 30 miles of their city, right? They're not just gonna let anybody in. They know you guys, and though they might trust you, they're not sure about Cudgel or any of her Ironclad yet. So
I
like,
get that. I was my point was just like, we're not asking you then. You send the boats, and if they're on the level, we bring them. If they're not, we need the boats anyways to kill them all.
yeah, but she's
They
also
said they
not
were
going to
sending the
risk
boat.
sending them out. What she's planning
Fair.
on doing is she's going to put them in the middle of the water, out of reach of arrows and bolts and anything like that. And then once she's decided whether she's going to let them in, she's going to send a messenger to either bring them back, bring the boats back, or to bring people back on the boats.
That's fair. I mean,
That way they're not in the danger zone too long if she finds them trustworthy. Now, just roll with it, man. I get what you were trying to do, but like you're having me give away shit at this point. Just
Well, you didn't have to give that away. Let us continue.
so the one of the scout you've been talking to. He looks down, and you see him kind of like kind of roll over backwards over the branch, and he kind of hooks it with his one arm, and he kind of slides down the trunk with his feet and his hands. He's a halfling. He says, so, not sure whether to trust us, is she?
You heard what she said?
No, but I can tell by the look on your face.
She wants to speak with Cudgel in person and gave us permission to bring back her and some of her most trusted.
And can you really blame them, considering the betrayal that has occurred in Vogler?
No.
And they've been very generous already in kind of extending some resources to the refugees that have been able to make it to their city. So they are making the best of a bad situation.
No, I get it. Honestly, I kind of expected that, but that's a strange device. I've never seen one of those. What is that?
A gnomish communication device.
Interesting. Get that to be a little smaller, and that'd be really handy. And with scouts, huh? And he's kind of looking it over. He's not reaching out to touch it or anything, but he's just kind of looking at the pack.
The size isn't the problem, it's the distance.
I see. Well, so you said Cudgel and how many?
5.
5.
He looks up to one of the humans up in a tree. This one looks a little different than the rest. His face is painted like black and green. His garb is he does have the ironclad symbol, but his armor looks a lot more camouflage, like greens and blacks. He's definitely got like leaves all over. Honestly, you would have a very hard time telling him from just a bunch of branches up on a tree or in a field. He says, go tell Cudgel to bring choose 5 people to take with her. They want to meet before they allow us across. He doesn't even say a word. He just nods, and in a flash, seems like he's gone. I assume he'll be back probably in 5 or 10 minutes. Feel free to get your boat ready if you have anything to get ready. He looks at the rest and he's like, find better spots in trees to cover the group, just in case. They all nod.
I want to tell him about the dude with a wolf and let him know that he's a friendly who some of their scouts might see. And tell him if any of your forces meet the man with the wolf, just offer him a drink. He's good for local information.
Very well. Appreciate that. He looks up and says, you heard him and you heard me. Go. And they all just kind of start running across branches and leaping from tree to tree. And inside of like 10 seconds, they're gone. Can't see them or hear them anymore.
I'm going to hold my hand out and say, I'm Padraig. Who are you?
I'm Lefty Twinkletoes. The weird name, but that is kind of how fucking gnome or halflings are named, so go with it.
Have you ever considered going into show business with a name like that?
I prefer the shadows and away from cities.
Then you make a good magician.
The only thing I'm good at making disappear his ale, food, and myself.
Could use a nail.
I hand him a bottle of whiskey.
Ah, I got my own.
I take it back, begrudgingly.
Let's get these human remains on the little boat while we're waiting.
Sure.
Aye.
You guys start loading up, and you guys can see your friendly Elliot speaking with the halfling. Do you
Can we
guys
hear them?
do you want to try and hear them?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and hear what they're saying.
I mean, how far away from where I?
And we.
Whoa, what? One at a time, guys.
Sorry. Can we try to hear them?
Yes.
How far away are they? Since he had just been right near me with the Fargab, and I assume Veliot was right near me too. Like, did they walk away 100 feet?
No. I'm gonna say he was probably like he would have walked back towards the tree. But then Valiant would have followed him afterwards. But he's only like maybe 8 feet away from you. Just sitting at the base of a tree.
Okay, I was just trying to see how incredibly awkward it would be to try to overhear them.
So you guys said you were loading shit on the boat. Who's loading shit on the boat and who is trying to hear him?
I'm trying to hear him, and I'm gonna be using my silken scarf to try not to be noticed.
Well, I'll also try to listen to their conversation.
What was the scarf's name? Charlatan Veneers, right?
Yeah, it says when in an area containing 12 or more humanoids, wisdom checks or perception to spot me have disadvantage.
Okay, but
There's
like
only
they know
one.
you're there, dude. Like it's talked about like, like you're trying to hide. Like if you were like, I'm gonna go sneak behind this other fucking tree and try not to be seen.
It's actually not like that, it's just in general. If I'm with 12 or more humanoids, any
aren't.
perception checks to spot me have
To
disadvantage.
spot you. Spot you means you're hiding, dude.
There's also only 7 people here that are alive,
Oh, okay.
or 6 even.
I'm still gonna try and hear them.
Sure. Gondar, Bjorn, perception checks.
Not good.
Yeah, the two of you really can't hear what they're saying. But you do see Elliot smiling as he's talking, and he's kind of pointing at different parts of his clothes. And he's even making some hand gestures.
Like a secret language, you mean? Or sign language, something like that?
No, it seems more like his... You know what? Give me an insight.
Do I notice anything of peculiarity of where? Because you said there's pointing to his clothes and stuff. Do I notice anything weird or like fancy about it that could lead to him doing that?
You can also give me an insight. Gondar, you... Not a clue, my guy.
Yeah. I surely don't.
Bronn is just keeping his eye out.
Are the remains on the dinghy?
Yep. Bjorn, the only thing you're noticing is that, although he's still wearing the ironclad colors, you also notice that as he's pointing at his clothes, you notice him kind of shift his arm right and left and smile. And it almost appears like his arm kind of disappears when he moves it one way, and then when he moves it back, you can see it again.
I'm gonna walk right up to him, like right in front of the two of them, and put one arm around each one of them. Be like, "What's up, guys? What are we talking about? Did I just see your arm disappear?"
Yeah, he wanted to know how I was hiding so easily. Besides years of skill, you know, a little magic here and there, kind of helps the perception. So
Yeah,
it more plays tricks with the light and reflections than anything else.
you got an invisibility cloak?
No, just part of my armor. And again, it's not invisibility, it just refracts light in a different way.
That's fancy. Do you wanna trade some fish for it?
You know, I think I'm good. I think I'm good on fish. Thank you though. Thank you.
Fair enough. How many people does our little boat hold?
Boat, I believe I said it could hold the 10.
That's the little one to get to the big one?
Yeah, like you'd all be squished in pretty tightly, and that's like absolute maximum weight would be 10. You put in like a fucking finger more than 10, and it's probably gonna start taking on water.
How far away is the big boat?
I believe it was 100 meters offshore.
Assuming these are friendlies, we can just make 2 trips.
Indeed.
I'm gonna. Well, the second trip would ideally be with Cudgel, right? So I can wait here while you drop off the scout and the body.
I mean, I can go right now with, like, 2 of us can take the remains and 1 of us can stay behind, and then everybody fits on the second trip.
If Bjorn is going, I'm gonna say I forgot. Bjorn is much larger. I believe you're.
I just said I'm staying behind.
Well, I'm saying that when you do get in the boat, it's not gonna be able to hold 10. You're not a regular humanoid-sized person. So it's probably only gonna seat 8 with Bjorn.
Okay, so how about me and Bjorn take the remains across? Or 3 of us. 3 of us leave, 1 of us comes back, and then everybody else fits on the return.
But are we not waiting here for Cudgel?
Some of us are, not all of us.
2 trips, dude. 2 trips.
I know, but I just mean, are we not waiting on the shore for Cudgel? We're all just getting on the boat.
3 of us get on the boat with the remains. 1 of us comes back. Everybody else comes back with the scout and Cudgel and her 5. Fox, hen, bag of wheat.
Decided.
Yeah.
So as the first group head out to the boat, who's staying on shore for the first trip?
I am.
The body and the scout, I feel, are the most important thing to this in the first trip.
Gondar, you, the Cudgel come out. Gondar, how you been?
Wow. That's a nice sight. We thought you were a goner.
I almost was. And she kind of like turns to her side and like lifts up the shirt. She's not really wearing much of her armor. She lifts the shirt up and you can see like a bandage on her side, and it's just soaked in blood.
Whoa. That needs treatment.
Unfortunately, most of our healers kind of fell during the battle.
Yeah, a lot of good people went down in that battle.
So,
And
I hear Jayev tried to kill Bedvir.
yeah, and he was taken afterwards by a dragon, nonetheless.
Aye. Well, did you see him die? Or is there a chance he's still
Nope.
alive?
Yeah, and we were bound to find him. But we could not follow him when the dragon attacked.
Aye. Dragons are nasty work, they be. So, I understand Council wants to talk to me or something before they allow all these people across, yeah?
Yeah, they seem somehow uh, tight and strict, but I think they mean well. They they did take care of all the refugees from the village,
Aye.
but they won't risk the safety of their town.
Aye. Makes sense. Trust be easily
Yeah,
lost. Not easy to gain back.
mm, yeah. Uh, but they're more. I think that their intention is more to use us, meaning both us and the refugees, as a bargaining chip for helping. We were sworn to help them um, only after accepting that they would help the refugees.
Aye. Well, ye obviously be a force to be reckoned with. Makes sense, they're gonna kind of force you to be on their side now.
Yeah, but I'm afraid we didn't do as much as we could uh, in the battle.
Well, you did what you could, I'm sure. Share it with you. Do you make it out?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm afraid he didn't make it.
Thought he was supposed to be leaving with Jews. And you see her face kind of like contorts a little bit.
Yeah, I stand in silence with my head to the ground.
Gondar? You be
Yeah.
telling me you left him?
Well, we got separated in the midst of the battle. Things did not go as planned.
It'd be a good thing we got a couple hours to get to Kalaman. I want to hear all about it. Sorry, I keep switching between like Scottish and fucking Eastern Canada accent.
Juniper survived, but she was disfigured. She lost an eye.
Poor girl.
Yeah, and she's not the same anymore. She's been toughened by these events, and she does blame us for Derek's loss.
Does she have a right to be blaming you?
I'm afraid she does, even a little bit.
She kind of puts her head in her hand and, like, shakes her head. She sighs. Well, let's be getting this over with, shall we? Don't want these people sitting on shore, like sitting ducks for too long.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to make the best we can now.
About this time, the boat gets back to shore, and you notice that other than the scout and her, there's only 3 other people with her. Or sorry, 4 people with her. I said her and her top 5, right?
Yeah.
Who takes the boat back?
Who wanted to take the boat back?
Bronn, if you want to, it's all you.
Yeah, I'll take it back.
Sure. Bronn, you get back to shore and immediately cudgel. And only 4 of the soldiers seem to be following her. She stops. Hey, Twinkle Toes! You be waiting for an invite or what? Oh, I'm coming, huh? Oh joy, the city. And he kind of gives a sarcastic wiggle of his head, picks up his stuff and heads to the boat with the other 4 and Gondar and Bronn. Ah, Bronn, how you be doing?
We're surviving.
Barely by the sounds of it, huh?
Indeed. It's good to see you.
Aye.
When there's a good opportunity, Bronn will kind of help heal up people as well. Probably when we get back to the ship.
All right. So you guys get back to the ship, and at this point, I believe we are going to take our 10-minute break. Go to the bathroom, have a smoke, make your drinks, whatever you got to do, and we will be back. And we are back, everybody! Yay! So, everybody is getting loaded onto the boat now. It is rather cramped for the amount of people, but one of the guards, since there isn't much seating, sees Cudgel is bleeding and says to follow him downstairs. She does so, and he goes directly to the cage that is in there. Whoa. You ain't be putting me in there. Like, don't worry about it. He takes a key off the key ring and gives it to her. He opens the cage door, and he ties the door open. Says, just in here so we can clean you up. Promise you that. The other guards, or the other soldiers, are down there as well, and they kind of eye each other. They seem to relax, however, when they watch him open the cage with the key and then hand her the key. See? No one's gonna be locking you in here. Let me bandage up your wound. That looks
Can
a
I
little
have
old.
followed them down there?
Sure.
I'll help row again so that the flimsy boy can play with ropes again.
Fair enough.
Now, when they're patching her up, would that count like a short rest kind of D4 or like hit dice that she's getting back? Would my Song of Rest do anything while they're patching her up?
I mean, it's an NPC, so they really don't have hit dice per se. More of a PC thing.
Are they
Alright,
all
fair enough.
injured or just her?
I mean, they've all got some like cuts and bruises and scrapes and shit, you know, little spots in their hair that are like kind of crusted together with some blood, but she's the only one with like a somewhat serious wound at the moment.
Bronn would like to do a mass healing word. to heal them up or help heal them
Isn't
up.
that a level 4 spell? You guys got level 4 already?
It's a level 3 spell.
Oh, that's right. It's Mass Cure Wounds I'm thinking of. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is a bonus action. It's not fantastic, but it's nice and it heals up to 6 people. So I'll heal all their group.
You almost hear a sigh of relief escape from all of them simultaneously. And you can definitely see them, like, a lot of their bruises heal up, and some of the cuts and scrapes. I mean, there's still blood matted on them, but it's nothing major. The wounds that they came from are pretty much sewn up, for lack of a better term. But you guys head off, and I believe I said last time it was going to be... How long did I say? I think it took you guys 6 hours to cross the water, right?
I just remember that the time got altered because we lost the mainsail and had to switch to oars partway through.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to take you 6, but it ended up taking you 8. But actually, you know what? Yeah, there was a part I forgot. You actually noticed that they have kind of repaired the mainsail since you guys landed, since it has been like 24 hours. It's not the best work, but it's what they could do. So it's probably going to take you the original 6 hours to get across.
To the point that we're not manning oars?
I mean, the river kind of goes to the flows from the west to the other side, so you would still need the oars a little bit to kind of keep you guided in the right direction. I know you guys got a rudder, but since you guys are trying to cross straight, you are going to want to be rowing towards the west at the same time, so that as it guides you, or as your oars and the sail take you, it's not also taking you towards the north to the ocean.
Okay, I'm on oars.
Cudgel, after being healed, I'd be feeling better. Well, where's everybody? I see Bronn. I see Bjorn. Where's Gondar and Padraig?
They're hard at work. Let's go meet up.
I feel y'all got a story to be telling me.
And I pull out Becklin's burnt helmet and say, "This is what we recovered." And JF told us wove a lie, and told us that you had both fallen. But let's gather up. It's a story for all of us. And I kind of hold the helmet out as we walk out.
She'll take it from you. And give me a perception check. Yeah, all right. You can kind of hear under her breath. That'd be how that buster did it.
I respond and say that JF no longer walks this earth.
Good. I'll be wanting to hear that as well.
I hold my arm out and kind of gesture her up towards the deck of the ship.
She looks at you, looks down at your arm, looks back at you, punches you straight in the arm. I ain't been needing your help upstairs. I ain't fucking ancient after all. And she just like stomps up the stairs of her own volition.
Bronn laughs and walks up the stairs behind her. Never lose that fire, Cudgel.
And Mr. Bjorn, are you take it you're following as well? All right. So you guys head up the stairs. Now, as you guys get up there, Gondar, where are you at? Not exactly a big ship. They can probably see it, but where are you at?
Upstairs.
I meant like where upstairs, and are you joining Padraig on the oars? Are you just at the front of the ship, or you like?
I'm just no, I'm not manning the oars. I'm just looking at the horizon.
All right.
If you want to know what happened to our compatriot, I do have a song to maybe shed some light.
She looks at you, and she kind of like shakes her head. Sure, Bjorn. I guess I could use a tale. Bronn, you know what goes good with a song?
Whiskey?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. And I pull out my the rest of the whiskey that I have. I have a little bit of whiskey on me. I have let me just see. I have one bottle of mid-shelf whiskey.
I as well.
I got some mid-shelf and low shelf that I pull out.
She kind of gets almost choked up for a moment, says, before we hear the tale. She raises a bottle. And she looks around. Gondar! She kind of motions to you to come over.
Yeah, I approach.
You, boy! Get back on the oars. I need him for a minute. Motioning to Padraig. The youngin comes walking over and takes up his position on the oars again. Padraig.
When I get up, I'm going to offer a shot of the whiskey to Flimsy Rope Boy.
He looks around. Seems to be keeping an eye out for something. He kind of like turns his back towards the door that goes downstairs, and he smiles and nods very excitedly.
He's not like 5 years old, right?
No. He's
Okay.
he's probably about 15 or 16.
Yeah, if he can die in a war, he can drink.
He reaches out and he takes the bottle, gives it a sniff, and you can see his eyes just open and he is seeing stars. He takes a large swig. In fact, he takes a couple gulps. And as he exhales, you can feel the heat and smell the whiskey. That shit burns your nostrils.
I'm going to say steady boy and reach for the water skin of whiskey back.
Aye. And he kind of like starts moving a little bit with the flow of the water, as the waves crash against the side of the boat. And he hands it back with a big smile on his face, and almost instantly, his fucking eyes turn to slits. And he goes and takes his position.
And I'll head over to Cudgel.
She, Bronn, did you pull, how many bottles did you pull out?
So I had 2 bottles of whiskey on me. One was mid-shelf, one was low shelf. Both were full.
You have cups, perhaps, or?
I think we're swigging and passing.
I think everybody has their own whiskey, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I have anything specific for cups. I have my water.
I would offer her my new mug now that I know what it does, in case she's worried about cooties or something, and also because position of reverence. We can all sip straight from the water skins or bottles, but Cudgel deserves a cup for this.
She looks at the cup. Looks like a goblin. Fucking hate goblins. You have the cup. I'll have the bottle.
I'll fill it halfway and offer her my water skin.
You'll take it. Bjorn, before you start your song, are you pulling out your whiskey as well?
Yeah, I said that. I already pulled it out and put it on the whatever surface is in front of where everyone's standing.
Are we up top or down in the hold?
Up top.
After having gotten Rope Boy lit, I want to keep half an eye on the horizon and make sure we don't start sailing in circles.
That's smart. Yeah, and Gondar, are you joining in this toast?
Yeah.
She looks around and realizes you all have cups in your hand, or bottles of water skin. She raises up the bottle, says, "To Becklin, to Darrett, to all of those that we have lost, to the Ironclad, and us winning this fucking war." And she just tips the thing back.
While she's tipping it back, I'm going to raise my mug and say, to Darrett.
To the fallen.
She takes a couple large gulps, wipes her mouth. She doesn't hand you back the bottle, though, Bronn.
That's fair.
Well, Bjorn, you be wanting to tell this tale through a song. You best get started.
Bjorn climbs up on like a barrel or whatever is nearby that can get higher than everyone. Starts strumming a very quiet, somber tune. In the moonlit waves where shadows softly weep, a dragon's cruel laughter, a comrade lost, I weep. Through the misty sorrows, our hearts are heavy mourn. A friend gone to silence, like the ship forever torn. Oh, in the sea's embrace where the cold winds moan, we sing a shanty of a somber tone for the one who may never come home. The sea, a sad reflection of tears we cannot hide. Our ship sails in mourning with the tide. A dragon's grip, a warrior lost. The feeling our whole world's been tossed in the clutches of the shadow where night turns into day. The sky, once our companion, now left a vacant gray. A void within our friendship, an ally stripped away. We can only hope to reunite someday. Oh, in the sea's embrace where the cold winds moan, we sing a shanty of a somber tone for the one who may never come home. Bjorn bounds or bows.
Was a good one.
I'm going to raise my mug again and say, to those who have been able to return and those who still need to Bedvere and the Knights of Solamnia.
I raise my glass to those lost and those found.
Cudgel will reiterate it again.
As Bjorn steps down, like a single tear kind of rolls down his fur as he puts his loot away.
Inspiration point, by the way. Said you wrote
Yeah,
that yourself, right? Not AI.
Yes, sir. I wrote it myself.
Inspiration.
I took a structure and then just rewrote the whole thing just to get the 4 times. I took a different sea shanty and then just changed every line of it one by one.
Sounds good to me.
It was great.
Fuck yeah, shanties.
It didn't end up as shanty as I had hoped. It kind of like, as I was remaking it, it kind of like turned more poemish than shanty, but you know, it worked.
We're on a boat. It's shanty adjacent.
So
Here.
with that, Cudgel will say, here, and down another couple chugs. Says, so, I need to know in your own words exactly what happened from the last time I saw you until you escaped Vogler. Who wants to be starting?
I'm gonna look nervously around the guys.
Bjorn's gonna step forward. There may have been a miscomprehension of the plan and our role in it. We construed the plan as hold them back as long as we could and get in our boat and dip out, but we didn't hold them long enough, and for that, I will never forgive myself. We thought we had gotten everyone out, or as many as we could, but we misjudged the situation, and our friends paid dearly for it. The mayor and Declan, Barrett. For that, I can never forgive myself, but I can spend every day trying to make up for that. We helped situate as many refugees as we could when we got to Calaman and bartered for their protection with the sheriff and their council. To do so, we had to enlist with them. And since then, we've been doing scouting missions and finding their scouts.
I'll mention that Juniper has really come a long way. I'll detail the injury she took, how it was healed, but she insisted on keeping the scar. And I'll also say that I'm pretty sure she outranks us. And as for Vogler, I know we were already on the boat when they made their last stand, and I know if Bedveer were here, he would say that he wished we would have been there for the final stand in hopes of turning the tide. And I'll look down.
Well, let me be getting this straight. Where in the city were you when the attack happened?
We were outside the gates
Well,
as
we get
part
the
of
key?
the reenactment.
Well, some of us were at the gates. Some of us were on the hill we were trying to slow them down. We were dropping down flaming parts and stuff. Some of us were inside the wall fighting.
When
It
shit
was
popped
part of-
off, we were in the middle of the reenactment.
Yeah, it was the reenactment when the
Oh no,
ironclad
she already knows about the reenactment and everything. She's talking
They're
about
talking
like,
about right before we got on the boat.
yeah, like she's talking about like when the fight for Vogler happened.
Okay, yeah. So after that, we we held them off at the north gate as long as we could, with some Molotov flame bottles and as well as some hand-to-hand combat. But the forces were overwhelming. So by the time we made it back to our ship to escape, the forces had crashed through. We did light up the city to try to prevent them and try to delay them a bit further. But the forces were quite overwhelming. And by the time that we had left, everyone else in the city was overwhelmed as well.
So when you be heading off from the west, you would have had to have crossed by the port. When you got there, what did you see?
I'll explain what I saw with the mechanical looking dragon and the dragon armored figures on the bridge. And I'll kind of peter out what I'm saying by mentioning that we did leave poison booze for them in the bar when we knew that they were probably going to take the town as a last fuck you, and just kind of look down again and go silent.
That part she does kind of laugh about the poisoning the food and drink left in the town.
Good
So
to note if we ever get it back.
when y'all got to the port, you kept going. You don't think there's like it was impossible to help? It was already overrun.
That was the feeling that the majority of the group had the feeling of. It may not have been the truth, but it was from our vantage point, how we perceived things. Looking back now, knowing we were wrong, but all we can do now is try and make up for it.
And vow vengeance.
And where was Derek and Mayor Raven in all of this?
We thought they had already gotten out on the boats when this happened. We had no idea they were still there trying to hold the lines. But they were right in the middle of it. They were brave to the end and protected that village.
So you seen him die then?
No, but Juniper did.
Yeah, you guys did see him die. At least one of you got that perception check. I remember that. That described it.
Yeah, we saw them fall, but we weren't there to check for vitals.
I see. Shame that my own regiment started it all. I have as much to make up for as ye all do.
I'm sure Juniper is going to want to talk with you.
Aye. That's sure to go well.
But first, Marshal Vendry. They've become close.
We should also fill you in on what we've learned about this army and the Dragon Queen. Bronn goes into a little bit more detail of just about what we've learned about them so far, especially the details of the Draconians, and has also asked if they've encountered anything which may be useful or something which we're not aware of with the Draconians and the Dragon Queen.
I mentioned when he says that, have you killed any?
Aye. Have I killed any?
So you've seen that some of them died differently.
We were going to be losing the battle anyways, but we lost it much quicker because of that. It seems that their own kind are not affected by what happens to them when they die. But my soldiers, I have been part of many battles. I ain't never seen a thing like that, though.
I'm going to say we've seen poison gas turning to stone and exploding, and ask if she's seen any other death effects.
Nay. Those are exactly what I seen. And that is what made us lose that much quicker. The battle lasted all of 5 minutes.
I'm gonna nudge whoever has the map and whisper, maybe show them the map with the movement of their troops.
I'll pull out the map that I got from the Cartographers Guild that we marked the troop movements on.
Yep.
And show it to Cudgel, and it's already marked, but I'll I'll point at stuff and also point at like, here's where the farm was, here's where we got the gnomish engineer, here's where we rescued the scout. Kind of trying to... I'm not saying this, but I'm pointing it out like to show that in addition to the shame for missing the final stand, like it's not like we've done nothing. It's not like we've been eating fucking pancakes and drinking beer since.
Oh, I haven't had pancakes in so long. Now I want pancakes. Thanks, bro. Like, she nods as you show her all this. Seems they've taken a lot very quickly.
Oh, and I'll point out where the one with the caster and the traps near the trees. The fourth mini adventure, whatever.
Yep. The one you guys just finished here.
No, I mean there was the scout, there was the farm, there was the gnomish engineer, and there was the bandits on the road camp. Those are the four things we.
Yep. She says, "Well, I hope that Marshal Vendry and the council will allow me to bring my people here. Sounds like we're in for a long war."
And I'll say to Bronn, tell her about the memorial, because there were a lot of people there that think you're dead and said some very kind words.
We did have a service to honor the fallen, and Becklin and yourself. Jayev was there before we learned of his treachery, but we did honor the fallen.
I appreciate that. To see the
Also
look on
valid.
their faces when they see me, though, eh?
Yeah. I think it'll be relief and surprise. A welcome sight.
Aye. And at this point, she kind of looks over and she realizes that you guys are actually starting to get pretty close to the Calumet port. Well, it's time to hear the sound of music pretty soon, I think.
I also explained to her that there's a refugee camp, so as a last resort to maybe just see if they can attack onto that.
She smiles at you, Bronn. You telling me if they refuse me, I'm to have my men join the refugee camp from the west instead? Is that what you'd be saying? A little subterfuge, a little underhandedness?
Exactly.
The marshal would be a fool not to take someone like you and your trusted troops in. This war effort needs more hands.
Aye.
Veteran ones at that.
It does, but if she doesn't trust us, better to have no army than one you don't trust.
I know we all vouch for you. And if she doesn't trust that, then that makes me question what we're doing in this town.
Or even Ispin.
Aye. Well, looks like it's about that time. And the ship begins to dock. Oh, look, Bedbeer's back. Never mind, deleted.
What?
He just showed up in the... I haven't been on this map in a while, so Bedbeer was still technically on this map.
Religion check. Did I see his ghost?
Nah, he ain't actually here. He gone.
But he's with us.
You feel a spirit. Ooh. I'm with you. No, he's I mean, player knowledge. He's still alive, ish. You guys dock, and her, Cudgel, and Belliot, and the 4 others.
Note bitch question. Are the other trusted people of hers names important?
No, because I haven't chosen a race or nothing for him.
Okay, right now I've got Lefty, Veliot, Cudgel, and +4. Just checking.
Yep. Lefty, Valiant, +4. So there's Lefty, Twinkle Toes, Valiant, Cudgel, yeah, and then 4, and you can see that 2 of these shipmates are bringing the body behind you. Cudgel says, so shall we go find this Marshall woman?
Yeah, let's.
All right, well.
Since we're coming back with more than we left with, I'm gonna bring my what's it out of my pocket. The little lieutenant emblem or Calaman sigil or whatever.
Yep.
Just in anticipation of the guard stopping us.
So I thought you had said they wanted us to wait in the middle of the freaking water.
No, that's the boat she's sending. In fact, you know what? On the way for you guys meeting, you guys did see a few Calaman ships. They got to the you actually passed them. I forgot about that, honestly. There's about 3 good-sized ships. Looks like they had crews of about 20 each, and they could probably hold about another 30 each.
That's good to know, because that means the Marshal is trusting us and giving Cudgel's folks the benefit of the doubt and not waiting for the conversation to begin to try to get them back.
They were anchored in the middle. They were anchored halfway.
Oh, we passed them.
Yes.
We didn't pass each other. Okay.
Yeah, because they already got there, because like you guys had called from the camp. You guys would have had to travel all the way down to the or no, sorry, you guys were at the you guys were already by the boat when you radioed. So yeah, they probably would have got there. Their ships are larger, faster. So you probably would have got there a little bit after them. But yeah, they're anchored about halfway between the city and the shore, the other side.
Okay, then if the boats for the rest of the Ironclad are, and since they weren't all armored, the Ironclad and the remaining refugees from Vogler, if those boats aren't moving yet, then I'm gonna, as soon as we get on dry land, suggest that we book it to the castle so that our men can get retrieved before something happens.
All right.
Yeah, I like the idea of being quick about this with the urgency of them over there.
Not stopping to shop on the way.
Yeah, well, with how long it had taken you guys to get to shore, it's probably, I'm gonna say it's close to like 5 p.m. It's gonna take you guys like 20 minutes or so to actually get up into the castle and, you know, find Marshal Vendry in her office. Yeah, you guys all,
Classic haul ass.
yeah, all zip. And the guards stop you this time. Sir.
Important business, and we flash our signals. We have an urgent meeting with the Marshal.
She's expecting us.
And this one, pointing at, these ones, pointing at Cudgel and her entourage.
They're surviving heroes of Vogler, and she's expecting them as well.
Yes,
We were
but we do have
instructed
an
to
order.
bring them.
We're to confiscate the weapons.
I'm going to hold up Ispin's shield and vengeance and say, our weapons also?
Nay. Just theirs.
And I'll look at Cudgel.
Fine. Whatever gets this over with quicker. But I best be getting that one back, boy. Or I'll be finding a new one to crack your skull in with. He's kind of taken aback, but says, "It will be waiting for you." And he kind of like looks down his nose at her.
This bitch.
Hey man, it's orders.
I know.
They all hand over their weapons, though they're definitely not pleased to do so. In fact, you even see Lefty, Twinkle Toes. Before the guard can grab it away from him, kind of holds it and kind of strokes it. Don't worry. I'll be twanging your strings soon enough, I promise you. And he hands over the bow.
Meet Lucille.
You know Lefty's bow has a name.
Is anybody gonna ask about it?
No, I'm just saying, like, some of us have named weapons, like this Lefty dude. You know that bow has a name.
Sounds like Lucille.
He looks at you all noticing, he's like, Wanger's been with me for a very long time. I love that bow. He kind of smiles, and as the rest give over their weapons. Okay. Please. Ahead, sirs.
Will they be confiscating my musical instruments as well, or
No,
just
just cudgels and the rest of theirs. You guys are fine. You guys are with the army. But Cudgel does not, and her entourage does not have trust yet. So he says, please. They're waiting for you in council chambers. Which reminds me, I need to bring up the council name. I remember them. Here?
En route to the council chambers, I will very briefly mention what's happened with what's that fuck's name? The guy with the boats that we burned his house down. Bakaris. I'll very briefly, without mentioning killing his kid, but mentioning that his son was poisoned, maybe, and that the two of them got to the council before us when we first escaped to Calaman. I'll give her a super brief rundown of that.
Can we say you did that on the boat and not here in the doorway?
No, the vibe on the boat was different, but now that they've been disarmed and we're heading to council chambers, I'm talking like a fucking 20-second thing. Like, Bakaris is here, his son got poisoned, he talked to the council before us, like, just super brief.
On the way, she is going to ask, got poisoned? Who poisoned him?
Tale for another day.
Smart. Oh, smart. Aye. We do have business. And she kind of like picks up the pace a little bit. She's not jogging, but she's making her way. You guys get to the council chambers, and even as you approach, the two guards outside don't even say a thing. They just open the doors for you. Inside, the council seems to be gathered, and many of them, most of the ones sitting at the table, seem to be arguing. However, excuse me. However, Governor Caliph is sitting there silently watching this all happen, and Marshal Vendry is to the side of the table with her kind of fingers on her forehead and her thumb on her cheek with her arms crossed, tapping her foot. Obviously exasperated with all of this. But as you guys enter, They're back. And I see you have some guests. I see you have some guests. And the rest of the chamber begins to quiet down. And you can see them all kind of scrupulously looking at Cudgel and her entourage.
I'm going to take half a step back behind Cudgel and gesture towards her and then the council and say, this is Cudgel, formerly thought dead, now here to speak with you as one of the few heroes of Vogler.
As you're talking, you notice that she does not break stride. She begins to head right up to the council table, and two of the guards there do, try to stop her. And she kind of just, trips one and just, takes the helmet off him and slams it into the other guard's head and drops the thing. She says, "So, I understand why you don't be trusting me and my people. But you need to know that I gave all we had. I used to be more than 1,000 strong. I now have about 50 good fighters. You can ask them. We fought at Vogler. We knew we were going to lose. We knew we were going to die. And yet we did it anyways." One of the counselors says, "And yet you are not dead. How convenient."
Is it expected that when you lose a war, everyone be dead?
On the battlefield? Generally, yes. And this was... where are the names? I don't have the page open.
Very funny saying that from the luxury of your throne room.
The council consists of... Do you want me to just paste it into fucking...
Please, yes.
Roll20?
Your short-sightedness shows your hand too much in the fact that you do not know about true war. Just when you go to war, you lose a lot, for sure. You lose towns. That does not simply mean if you survived, then you are not to be trusted. A great warrior does not fall, and they know when it's time to push forward and when it's time to pull back.
You will all hold your tongues. Marshal Vendry steps between the council and Cudgel, her entourage, and you. You remember, you do not outrank the council members. You've been a great help, but you are still one of us. At least until this is over.
For the sake of notes, is everyone on that council list present?
Yes.
Thank you.
Bronn steps forward just a little bit and says, "Emotions are running high. Everyone needs help, and that's why we're here. You've been extremely kind so far to the refugees of Vogler, and we're asking just for a little bit more help. These people will be needed in the long run with the position we're in. Again, you've been grateful. We're grateful for your help so far, but we do ask for more."
You can hear, by the way, the first council that spoke up was Grelug Zestin, the Human Male Shipwrights Guild. However, now speaks up Tamina Finnegan, Female Human, Dockhands Guild. Yes, but who's to say that everybody in her side is, or in her group is on our side? It seemed that everybody in her group was a decent person before that, before the attack in Vogler. And yet, how many, Cudgel, was it that went against you, supposedly. You can hear the venom in her voice as she says supposedly. Cudgel kind of loses a bit of her bluster. And she kind of like bows her head a bit and says, nearly half. I thought that it was merely 100 or 2, which I had believed we had put an end to, but turns out I was wrong. We lost many more to the subterfuge, if I am to be honest. At that, the council erupts again. So you do hear 2 of them saying we should give them a chance. You hear another 4. Wait, how many are there? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 2 are for trusting them. However, there are 3 against, and the Marshal Vendry really hasn't seemed to had much input. Neither has Aleph.
Bjorn raises his hand and stands patiently, hoping we'll call on him.
Caliph finally has an outburst. He slams his hand on the table. You all can give me a perception, please. Gondar, you're the only one that hears it. There's a crack as he slams his hand on the table. It is not the table that's cracking. He screams out, "You will all shut your mouths! Fucking get out! Everybody out except Vendry and you." And he points at your group, Cudgel and hers.
Okay.
Meaning
So
you guys
he's
stay.
expelling the other 6 of the council, but not any of us.
He's expelling 5 of the council, but none of you or Vendry.
Oh, okay.
They all kind of stand up and say, "You can't do this. We are the council. We need to be privy to this." Gondar, you can see his hand turning fucking purple.
I turn to Bronn, and I point at his hand. He almost broke his hand.
I will stride forward at that point and reach out my hand for the governor's hand and say, I can fix that.
I'll be fine. For the moment, wait. He looks at the council who is still standing there and he says, "This is a matter of war. It is in our charter that should there be matters of war, and you all act like greedy fucking children, that myself, as well as the marshal, become the council. Get out." They're all starting to yell and scream and protest. Marshal Vendry looks at the guards who are paying attention and just points at them and waves away. Immediately, the guards start grabbing the counselors, and they don't take them anywhere. They just throw them out in the hall and then shut the doors. Now, yes, Padraig. Please, if you don't mind, I seem to have lost my temper. And apparently it's some bone mass.
I'll do a lay for 10.
Fixes him right up. The bones, you can see them kind of knit, and although it's painful, within a few seconds, he's able to, like, make a fist. The swelling's gone down, the purpleness has disappeared. Please. Guards, please keep the others of Cudgel safe on the benches. And they all kind of look at each other, and the guards just kind of motion to each one of them to a separate bench. And then the guard stands on guard next to the bench. Cudgel looks around. So, get rid of the childish bicker, and now it's time for the adults to talk, yeah? It does seem to be the way sometimes. The problem with having guild members on the council. Or guild heads on the council. None of them know of what it takes. I do not know much of war myself. The occasional raid or so on, attacking some nearby settlements, and I deal with it. Well, I should say I send Marshal Vendry to deal with it. But in matters of war, I do tend to lean quite heavily upon Vendry. So, Cudgel, speak your piece, as you were so rudely cut off. She says, "'Tis true. Nearly half of my people switched to the other side. I lost a few more when they ran, knowing we were going to lose. But those who did stick by me, I had roughly 400 left. They gave their lives to try and save Vogler. I'm now down to about 50 people. Though I do have another 20 or 30 from Vogler who are waiting on the other side of the shore for rescue boats. I believe are in the center of your lake right now." Marshal Vendry speaks up. "Yes, it's true. But we all know how even one or two saboteurs can turn the tides of a battle. Do you have any proof that any way to determine if they are for sure on your side?" She thinks for a moment. "The only way I can give you proof, to say they were with me in the battle. I saved their lives, they saved mine. That's how it is in war. Sure you understand, Marshal."
Bronn chips up and says, "I could potentially help with a spell if you needed some sort of oath of truth." And I'm referencing Zone of Truth.
"I see." Cudgel looks over and says, I'd normally be against that, but this isn't normal times now, is it?"
I don't have it prepared. Just FYI, we'd have to do this tomorrow.
Yeah, but I figure you're talking about, like, the refugees, right?
Yeah, exactly. We can, like, as they come in, we can swear that they're not lying or something if we needed to.
Zone of Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can also prepare that with notice.
Marshall looks at Aleph. Aleph nods. "I don't know much of magic, but I do at the very least trust you, and Marshall does too. So, tomorrow, we will have them picked up immediately. but they will remain in the... I'm going to say a kilometer out in the bay, or a mile out in the bay. And we will bring them in one at a time, starting first thing in the morning. You can run your test. I wish for myself and the council to be there, however. If they can pull their lounging asses out of their beds early enough.
I'd like to speak up and suggest that we expedite getting them away from the enemy's side of the shore, and that if they're going to be sequestered in the bay anyway, they may as well sleep on the boat.
I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Pick them up now and keep them a mile out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we'll do the Zone of Truth thing first thing in the morning, but they'll be picked up overnight.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they'll probably be picked up like they send a messenger by like bird or something. I'd probably get there in like an hour. They're halfway there, so it'd take them another 3 hours to get there. Maybe an hour to load them on. They'd probably be back near here in like by 2 in the morning or so. Maybe even sooner.
This is another tremendous gesture from Caliban, and it will not go without the people knowing of your kindness. This is a great plan. Let's get them out of there.
Indeed. In the meantime, take the night for yourselves. Rest up. Cudgel. I'm going to ask you and your men stay in your rooms with guards outside your door. You will be given rooms. Best not to be a dungeon. No dungeon, I promise. But you and your entourage will be the first to be tested in the morning.
Is this the Caliph or the Marshal saying that?
The Caliph is saying it.
At that point, I'm going to look to the Marshal and say, do you know where Juniper is? The reunion between her and Cudgel is weeks overdue?
She's left on a mission just a couple hours ago.
Are they to be given the weapons back?
Once we have cleared them.
I'd like to stay with them, if you don't mind.
I want to ask Cudgel if anyone remaining with her is aligned with the Knights of Solamnia.
Nay, Becklin was the only one.
I would be doubly worried about any of them if they were with what happened to Bedvere.
And are any of the soldiers with you new joiners, or are they all from the Battle of Vogler?
These ones here. She points at Lefty, says 6 years. Points at another one. 3 years. Points at another one. 5 years. 2 years.
I mean
and 1
your
year.
whole. I mean your regiment as a whole. Are they all predating the Battle of Vogler?
Oh, yes.
Or some of them? Perfect.
I may have been a little bit busy to bother recruiting as we're traveling through enemy territory, you know. She kind of smirks. But Marshall speaks up and she says, "You know what, Governor, I have a better idea. The room that these four stay in, it is quite large. Could always bring some more beds in, and then we could just put all of the guards in one spot outside of the room." He looks at the rest of you. You seem to trust them, so what say you?
Of course.
Sleep
I just
over.
said, yeah.
Very well. Well, Cudgel and the rest of you will be escorted to the room. The other 4 of you, you may do what you wish with your evening. And first thing in the morning, we will begin the testing.
We've seen where Juniper sleeps, right?
There's another matter we haven't discussed yet.
Yes, you have Padraig and Gondar. What might that be?
We've brought back one of the scouts. The other, unfortunately, didn't make it, but still we brought him back as well.
Yeah, isn't Valiant with us?
He is. I forgot he is, but yes, he is. As you mentioned, this Gondar comes up to the forefront and he gives a salute to Marshall. Scout Valiant, reporting for duty. Sir, ma'am, sir, Marshall. You always were a nervous one, weren't you, Valiant? Well, it's been a few days, ma'am. It's definitely been a few days. But he will go on and report everything back. And Marshal Vendry will say, we will notify what family he does have of his passing. Talion? Talion? I don't remember. Something like that. It's not important. He's already dead. We will make sure that his next of kin is notified, and we will put him in the soldier cemetery. Elliot, I believe you have also earned yourself some rest. Do what you will with your evening. I will have another mission for you shortly. Next couple days. Yes, Marshal. And he kind of like spins on his heels and walks out of the room.
Is there anything else to be discussed here before we disperse?
Are you asking Vendry or the group?
Padraig is asking the room after Valiant leaves.
We've already relayed all the information about like the death knights and stuff that we learned. So that would be the only thing I would want to make sure that they're aware from our mission. Any relevant new information.
And I assume we showed them the map with the battlefronts moving forward.
Yes. Aren't they the ones who gave it to you, or did you find that?
I got the map.
We tortured that guy. Oh, have we been back here since we tortured that lizard guy? I don't think we have.
I believe we've already downloaded the information about troop movements to the Marshal. I can't remember if it was in person or over the Fargab, though.
Either way, it's done now.
Marshal and Governor kind of look at each other. I think we are good.
Okay.
Gondar, were you saying that out loud earlier about wanting to stay with Cudgel and her men, or?
Yeah.
He did, and they responded with they're gonna put him up in your guys' room. You guys have a really big room, so they're gonna like bring in beds and shit for him.
Yeah, lots of bunks. I want to ask the Marshal before she might have a chance to leave, if she knows when Juniper is due back.
Well, it could be a few days. but I'll be letting you know.
Okay, if it was going to be sooner, I would have crashed on her bunk so I could see her first thing.
No, she has gone on a bit of a trip for us.
And she doesn't have a far gab, right?
She does not. It is in my
It's just
office.
okay. Is there a range on that bird statue messenger thing?
I think it was 12 miles.
If I know that, I would ask the marshal if she knows if Juniper is less than 12 miles away.
Oh, let me check. Let's see. No, that's the wrong thing. That is also the wrong. There it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, there it is. 24 miles. She's like, no, it's quite a distance. The far grab wouldn't even be able to reach it.
Okay. I got nothing else for what's going on in this room right now.
Actually, you know what? I might be wrong on the distance. Give me 1 second.
If it is close enough for the bird thingy, that would be between Padraig and Gondar. You have that, right? Or who did that go to?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that'd be between me and you.
sure thing.
It can become a raven for 12 hours. I would definitely say that over 12 hours, it actually could reach 24 miles.
Then I would suggest to Gondar that since we know how to describe Juniper since we last saw her, and we could also ask the marshal while she's here if she's in a specific disguise. I mean, she's got that fucking scar on her eye. Like, we could give that information to the Raven, and that kind of narrows it down too.
Yeah, that impacts.
I would want Juniper to know as soon as possible about this.
Is this a spy mission, or like what kind of mission is this that she's on?
Hold on, I'm reading the spell that you use to transfer a message. Specify location. You must have visited, and a recipient who matches a general description. You've never been to where she is.
Oh, okay. We have to know the location, not just the person. Okay, my bad.
And depending on the kind of mission she's on, maybe it'd be best to not distract her with this information.
Oh, yeah, that'd suck.
Yeah, Marshal Vendry will say, shit, it is probably best we leave it for now. I should be hearing back probably tomorrow night or the morning after. If that's the case, they may be needing your help out there anyways. You will probably be going to join her before she arrives back here. I just need more information before I send you off. At this point, it's I'm gonna say it's probably about 6.
Would my commissioned item be done in the time we were gone?
How long do you say it was gonna take?
I don't know.
I mean, if we can't finish our shopping tonight, we can probably do it first thing in the morning.
Well, I'm just wondering if my item's even done being made.
Yeah, we've only been gone for like, what, 24, 36 hours?
Hey, you guys been, you left in yesterday morning. So, yeah, roughly like 34 hours. I'm pretty sure he said it was going to take like 3 or 4 days or 5 days, wasn't it?
But I commissioned it before we went on the torture.
Right,
journey.
you commissioned it before you went on some of those other missions, right? How many other
Yeah,
missions?
my shield was done right before. My shield was commissioned right before the boat.
So I went and asked him to start making it right before we went on the torture mission.
Yeah, he had Bjorn had one commission already like going before you guys left. I remember him going to do that.
I know we don't have a lot of time between now and tomorrow, and with downtime or whatever, because it's nighttime, but player-to-player reminder to Bronn about the mage stuff.
Yeah.
I know that was
Look-
another thing that was pending besides magical enchantments.
Guess what I forgot to prep?
His mage tests?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't just been a day, it's been a fucking couple of weeks, man.
Look at your Facebook. I just need a yes or no so that I can decide the other.
Remember? You didn't write down what the fuck you commissioned?
No, you told me to decide and let you know, but there was a bunch of choices, but it's whether or not this is too powerful. That's all I need to know. This is the one
Okay.
I wanted, but you never answered me.
Was that after last game?
No, I just messaged you right now, but I asked you a while ago when.
Oh yeah, that's a very
Couple of
rare,
them.
man.
Well, they all kind of are, but you said I could have the abilities, but not in the same thing.
The instruments of the bards, right?
Yeah. The only reason I'm skeptical about whether you'll allow this one instead of the other one is because of the Wall of Thorns spell.
Padraig asks, "What is this? A book of faces?" and looks concerned at the book of dragon porn that Bjorn has.
No. It was definitely not that. It would have been one of the uncommon ones. So it was either the Das Lute, the Fokluken Bandor, or the Macfermid Cittern. Those were one of the threes, because those ones were uncommon rarity. The other ones are rare and very rare, and I know you don't got enough money for those.
I remember you were talking about Das Loot, but that might have just come up.
Yeah, Dosslute was the first example he gave me, but when I was like researching him, I just
think
saw
it was
the other ones. That's why I was asking.
I can't remember if it was the Fokluken or the Macfermid you had settled on.
What's the first one?
The Fokluken?
The fuck
It's
Luke
the
What's that?
Fauchluken Bandor.
Yeah. So that one gives you all the same spells, but also Entangle, Fairy Fire, Shillelagh, and Speak with Animals. And the other one was the Barkskin, Cure Wounds, and Fog Cloud. I remember saying you weren't huge on the spells you get from Dosloot. So it was either the Fokluken Bandor or the Macfeared. How much money do you got?
About 3,000 gold. I was sitting here adding it up while we were talking.
Are all these instruments German?
I think so.
I'm trying to imagine how they're spelled.
Here,
To be fair,
I'll give you
everything
a link.
medieval kind of seems German.
There's a link to the to them.
Fuck Luke.
I think I'm going to the Faluchin.
Let's see. It was uncommon, wondrous. Yeah, 2,000. So I do remember that you had commissioned one of them. What it was?
How much
though,
is a rare?
a rare? 16,000.
And a very rare?
Of these, which are wondrous, very rare, 60,000.
Fair enough.
Level 5 with control weather.
Yeah, I wanted the I really wanted the Wall of Thorns control weather and Cure Wound level 5.
Yeah, no, those are very rare, my boy. You ain't getting that kind of money until like at least level 10, 11, probably.
When did we get paid?
I believe it was at the end of the week. Oh, as you guys are leaving, Marshall Bender says, "Oh, You brought back one of the scouts. You may stop by and give her this. And she kind of flips you each a almost what looks like almost a poker chip. Each one of you.
What's on either side of it?
It is the symbol for Kalaman and Alice head. It's very similar to the coins, except it's not metal. Or sorry, it is metal, but it's not like a precious metal. So it's not something like you could use for bartering. This is basically her like, hey, this is for a bonus basically when you take it to the clerk.
Ooh.
And the color of
What
the color of the chip will dictate how much you each get. And all your chips are the same color, FYI.
All right, and for sake of expediency, is my instrument done if I go pick it up?
I'm pretty sure that one. I'm pretty sure that was a 5-dayer. Because it's magic. It's not like, it's just a masterwork shield or armor or something like that. Like, it's magical. So that one I think takes 5 days.
And how many days has it been since the day before we left for that kidnapping mission?
That probably would have been about 4 days. So probably by tomorrow you can probably pick it up.
So are we all going to the place where we turn this in and get Mula?
Ooh-la.
When I get the chip from the marshal, I'll ask, what are the working hours of the wages clerk?
She takes a look out the window towards the sun. You might still be able to catch her.
And again, I've got nothing else for this room. Not saying we have to leave, just if anybody else has anything.
I got nothing either.
Me neither.
All right. So you guys heading to the clerk then?
En route, I would say to Bjorn, are you going to do that thing again where you sleep in front of the door on a pile of leaves?
I love sleeping on a pile of leaves, but after we see if we get any money, I was thinking maybe I would stand near that band shell and quickly see if I can bring in some gold with the performance.
Sorry, where?
At that band shell where we met the other bird.
Oh, the amphitheater where that spot?
Yeah, where Gondar got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giggity.
All right. So you guys head off. I want everybody to roll me a D100. Let's see what this is worth, shall we? Okay, starting off. That's a D1000. All right, so I'm getting my calculator out here because quick maths are not great.
Imagine a D1000.
I vote we include that 350.
I got my D100 here, and it's big enough.
Is it 245?
It is, but we're gonna round it up. Everybody gets 250 gold.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to say we rounded up to 350.
No. You guys head off. And
So it's just a bonus, right? Because we're in between paychecks right now.
Yep. I hope you guys are keeping track of how many days though, because I don't know when you should be getting paid again.
Oh, am I
Well, you
doing
just
that?
told us it's been 4 days out of 5.
I know it's been 3.5, 4 days since I did the thing with the caltrop during the torture.
Yeah, well, we got
We don't
paid
have a
right before we
calendar.
went on the torture mission.
Okay, so it's been under a week since the torture. Probably if after the Zone of Truth shit, and if we end up going to do something with Juniper, probably around the time we get back from that would be closer.
Sounds about right.
If it's a 7-day week.
You guys get next door, and you guys go to rush into the door, and as you do, she's just opening the door. Ah! What do you want?
Who is? Where did we go next door?
The clerk. You guys wanted to go to the clerk? You got to the clerk.
Oh, true. I thought
Glad we
because you
caught
just gave us the gold, we just like skipped over that.
Here's our
What?
tokens. We need some gold, please.
Oh my god. 250 each? As like Bronn puts it in her hand, and then, you know, whoever's next puts one in her hand. She's like, I'll be here for another hour. Fine, come in, sit down.
I'll make it worth your time, I promise.
Is it platinum 10 to 1?
Yes.
I believe I paid for my cloak of protection that I got already, but I have not subtracted the value of my shield upgrade. Is that payable upon delivery, or should I have already subtracted that?
I believe it was payable on delivery. I think you subtracted half. I think it was half up front.
Okay, I know I have too much money right now.
How much do you have?
Ignoring the small ones, I've got 1,300 gold and 93 platinum. I know I only subtracted the cloak of protection because I got that, and then I know I didn't subtract the shield enchant because it was the shield with the, I think it's like a lion.
Yeah,
or a dolphin on it.
that one is payable upon pickup.
Yeah,
Holy
that
heck, how'd you
thing
get
turned into a
1,300?
sentinel shield.
From the satchel from JF a while back, we got a bunch of platinum and gold from that, I remember.
That's nuts. I only have 490 gold and 140
Yeah, I
platinum.
Chest in homes, 500 gold pieces, plus 450 gems after that. So this was around September.
Yeah, like, yeah, you also paid for yours up front because it's an enchantment. It's not like, you know, a work you can turn around and easily sell. So, Action, you paid for yours up front.
I haven't paid anything yet, have I?
October 5th, session 14, we got 620 platinum. We were still dividing things by 5 back then.
Yeah, we got like 120 platinum from that, and there was platinum. And we got 19 platinum when we killed JF, because there was 99 platinum on him, 86 gold, 62 electron, 59 silver, 48 copper.
Yeah, if, Snorlax and I'm dead certain that you already paid for it. Because I remember looking at your sheet a few games ago, and you had, like, a little over 2,000 gold or something. That's why you decided you wanted to buy that instrument.
Alright, I won't argue with you for saying I already subtracted it.
Yeah, because I don't think you've really bought anything else. I think that's the only thing you've really bought, yeah?
Yeah, that and the Zalkun,
Balkoon?
that stupid accordion pipe fucking instrument.
Right, and that cost you, what, like 40-something gold, I think, right?
I'm pretty sure it didn't even cost that. I'm pretty sure it was fucking silver.
Yeah. Alright, so with that, it takes her about an hour, and you each get 250 gold. At that point, it is probably about 7 o'clock by the time she gets you all counted out.
I leave 5 gold for her and just say thank you very much. Sorry to have kept you later. You're lovely.
She looks at you, looks at it, looks at you. She kind of shrugs and just grabs it and pockets it. All right, now out. I'd like to hit the tavern, you know.
when we walk out, I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, "How do you guys feel about trying to make a little money? I feel like we could kill very well in the gold department at that big amphitheater. If you guys could help me bring a crowd behind us to get there."
I'm gonna say that I feel like sleeping in not an enemy's tent and ask Gondar if he wants some help with some translating.
Translation, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, we should go on with that. I
I could
think
go
it's
get
getting more of the essence.
I could go pick up a bunch of fish pies and bring them back.
You don't have to come back.
You don't want fish pie?
Fuck
No,
Fuck it, more for me.
Tomorrow morning when we go shopping, I'm gonna buy toothbrush and toothpaste for Bronn and Bjorn.
All right, so sounds like two of you head to the room. One of you heads to a tavern, and the other is heading to the amphitheater.
I'll tag with Bjorn along the way. Bronze is hungry.
Fair enough. So we're gonna do Padraig and Gondar first, just because I mean you guys are already in the castle, and that's where they're going. Where are you guys going to translate this? Because there are a bunch of people in your room. Do you want them seeing this?
well, I guess we should sit on a table downstairs.
Didn't our quarters have multiple rooms?
They do. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, there's the main big room, and then I think there was 3 offshoot room.
Yeah, I could just say to Cudgel that we've got some translating to do, and I know we're gonna do some shopping tomorrow, so I'll just get more whiskey then. I'll offer her the rest of my water skin of whiskey. It is half full at this point for her and her boys.
Okay. She takes a swig. She passes it off. Translating. What you be translating?
I have no idea. I'm just there for moral support and a little bit of book knowledge.
Yeah, something we happen to come upon. Perhaps it's of no importance.
Well, what language is it in? Maybe I can help.
I look at Gondar.
We can't be sure. But it's a foreign language.
Are you lying?
I am.
Deception.
I would. While he does that, I'm going to say it's old and it helps put me to sleep, which is true.
Fair. Well, I'm never really one for books and languages and fancy nerdy shit anyway. Y'all have a good night. And she goes down and sits with her friends as they're kind of all sitting on bunks, talking amongst each other. And the whiskey seemed to have brightened the mood a little bit. They seemed a little somber, but the whiskey enters chat, and you know, they start to smile a little more and chuckle. You guys go in the room.
I will mention as we move to a smaller room that please stay here. I would rather not have to fight the Kalaman guards on her behalf, but you know, like tip of the hat or helmet, whatever to her. If it came down to it, I'm on your side for Ispin and raise, you know, my empty mug.
She stands up. Me? What you be thinking of me? Some sort of troublemaker? And she just backhands one of her friends. He's just fucking stunned. He's shocked. Everybody else pauses, looks at her, looks at him. She looks over at him, and everybody just bursts out laughing. I ain't gonna be causing no trouble. I'll be fine.
Okay, when we're in a room, I say that that was close. I think we won't be mentioning that again until we're sure what it is and what it says, because if you recall, we found it in her tower.
It was Beckland's tower.
Yeah.
For the sake of helping with the translation, since I don't know the language, am I able to impart advantage with like history or anything? There's no language skill that I could have proficiency in, so I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say probably not, because you're kind of busy. Like as he translated it, you're writing it down in your book. Is that's how we were doing it, right?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if there was like a particular skill I might have proficiency in that would help him with his rolls, because I know he rolls sometimes for it.
Oh yeah, he rolls every hour on the hour, but his is more about being able to understand it and translate it, because it was, I believe, encrypted, right? That's what I said. It was like magical encryption. He's trying to crack it, whereas you are writing down what he's saying. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'll say if he fails a roll, you can help him give advantage on the next one. If he is successful, then you're busy writing it down while he's translating again, and he'll be back to a straight roll. Work?
Fine.
Yep, works for me.
Gondar, how long are you guys going to be doing this for?
Well, let's say 4 or 5 hours top.
All right.
I would say at least until the other guys come back. Although
Yeah.
if Bjorn is planning to sleep in front of the door, we don't really need to fuck around with a watch schedule.
I mean, you also have guards outside the door too.
That's to keep us in, but you know, after what happened in the bathroom, I'm more worried about what comes in than us going out.
Fair enough, but I mean, if anybody approaches like that, they're not there just to keep you in. They're also to make sure that others don't come in that aren't supposed to.
Yeah, if the bathroom incident hadn't been Knights of Solamnia related, I'd be like saying don't go to the bathroom alone.
Yeah. So I'll say I'll give you guys probably about 5 hours to do this. If you want to get your long rest and be ready to do your shit in the morning. So, first roll, Arcana, Gondar.
Can I use my gift of luck here?
Sure.
Okay.
Given the timing, it might be about to expire, but you could redo it. I only have one charge left if I need to use one to help you.
That's right. It is about 7 o'clock, and I believe you guys cast it at about 10 o'clock, so you're going to have it for 3 hours. Yeah, that's a success. You get a little more, and he kind of gives you the words, and you write them down, Padraig. Hour number 2. Arcana. I believe, well, what was the DC? Was it 15 or 18?
I think it was a 15, but I'm not sure. I've not written it down.
I think it was 15 because there's bonuses. 10 would have been too low. 18 sounds mean.
Bonuses were from a crit success, from a nat 20.
No, I'm just saying he's not doing a D20. He's doing a skill check, so there's bonuses involved.
Right. You know what? I'm going to say, somebody write this down. 15 is the DC for the first little while. Once you guys get a good chunk of it, it's going to go up.
I'll write it down.
So that is a success. Padraig, you spend time copying it over. Gondar. Fortunately, the words become jumbled in your mind.
I cast Gift of Luck on myself and whoever else is nearby.
Be Padraig.
Not just Padraig, if the other two have arrived, have come back at that point.
They're probably not coming back till you're done.
Okay.
2 more hours.
When did you say I was able to help, or am I just giving advantage?
Well,
straight
I
out?
think he's using his gift of luck, so I mean, you can't get super advantage. So
Oh, okay, never mind.
that is
You
unfortunately a
give him
fail.
blast.
For the sake of whatever, I'll just have used my last gift of luck at penmanship before it expired.
Do you have guidance?
I do, but I'm not there.
I know you're not.
Can it be
Blast work
used?
the same?
Can we use guidance since it's not an immediate action?
Yes. Yeah. Guidance is. I mean, as long as you or Padraig have the spell guidance, you guys can cast guidance. This is a skill check, so guidance will work for this.
I don't know if I ever had it on me. I just know for sure I had luck.
I certainly do not.
All right. Well, you got 1 more hour.
Rough.
Yeah. No. So you got a little bit translated. We'll say you got 4 half pages. So 2 pages total, but half of 2 separate pages. Bjorn and Bronn.
So we're down to 16 pages so far.
Out of how many?
We had 13 and a half. So we're now to 16 pages.
Yeah, out of how many though? How big's the book? I know I gave you a number for it.
350.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Plus, the end of the book is missing.
Yeah, but 350 is what is there. The
Yeah, I
rest of
know.
the book past the 350 is what's missing. So, Bjorn and Bronn, takes you guys about half an hour to get to the amphitheater.
Oh, the whole way there, I'm like trying to drop a crowd. I'm like playing music and like cheering and shouting and telling people, "Come on, come on!"
Bronn, are you helping him?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot off 2 warding flares, like not trying to make a like a little firework. Not gonna be shooting it up and trying to, make anyone worried about what's going on, but like a little tiny pew.
And what are you using to do this?
My warding flare.
Okay, what is that?
And warding flare essentially just there, I'll post it. It's a reaction to blind people who are trying to attack me.
And
trying
I'm
to
consistently
draw attention to us.
using guidance
So this
by
is
playing music.
this interposes a divine light between yourself and an attacking enemy. So like this is something that's happening like within 30 feet of you, in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll allow it. Fuck it.
If you need to, I can kick him in the ass every couple steps to fire
Some of
that
your
off.
songs can be considered a psychic attack that he could react to.
So I'm gonna say persuasion at advantage, Bjorn.
for bringing people towards it.
Yeah.
And I can use guidance.
Yeah. You actually draw a pretty decent crowd. You got about 50 people following you, and then you kind of stop there. And as you stop at the front of the area, they all kind of like start piling in. Some of them are obviously drunk. Others are, hey, give me a perception. Actually, you can both give me a perception. You do see a couple that seem like they are dressed rather well. They seem to be enjoying your music. Give me a performance.
So once everybody's come in and I put down like a bag on the ground, I'm going to use my inspiration point to make this the most magical performance ever.
All right, well, why don't you roll it first and then decide if you want to use your... You never know, you might actually get a nat 20 and not have to burn your inspiration point for it.
All right, well, I'm going to use my gift of luck just because it's going to expire anyways.
Yep. Yeah, you want to use that inspiration point now?
Yeah, I don't like the looks of that.
All right, so let's see. You gave yourself guidance. That's fair. Not 20 plus 10, so that's Jesus, a 33. This is starting to draw a much larger crowd. How long are you playing for? Are you gonna go the full 5 hours?
No, but like I'll keep playing. Like, do I notice like the new arrivals start to like slow down?
I mean, the new arrivals are literally sitting up into the amphitheater. Like you're over
Yes.
here, right? They're like
So I'll play
filtering in.
I'll play for like 2 hours.
Okay. Give me another one. All right, 22. I mean, you're still playing pretty well.
I'm like giving it some real spice, like even like walking between the like up the stairs in the amphitheater and strumming at the top and then coming back up to the stage, blowing kisses at the grandmas.
Yup. And as you start to finish that second hour, you hear a sound coming from around this corner. And a viol is playing, and it seems to be keeping a perfect tune with you. And around the corner comes a beautiful elf playing a viol. As your song ends, oh, you sticking around for a while? Should we maybe continue?
You mean sticking around in town for a while or right this moment? Because I'm down to keep playing if you are.
She smiles and immediately kicks into a tune.
I accompany her.
All right, give me another performance then for your third hour. Damn, you are pulling it in, bro. The amphitheater is pretty much full, between her and you, and everybody's loving it. Are you gonna keep going, or are you gonna stop at the end of the hour?
I'm gonna look at her and kind of like bring the tune down to an ending kind of tune, and look at her with an exasperated face and be like, I don't know if I can keep going, but it was a real pleasure playing with you. Let's bring this home.
She looks at you, and she starts playing furiously as she's making eye contact. And you suddenly feel inspired. You, sir, have a D8 that you may expend within the next 10 minutes.
All right, I guess I'll try and keep going till as long as she does.
Give me another performance. At advantage if you're using your gift of luck.
I already used all 3.
Right. But you do have your guidance if you're going to recast that, and you also have a bardic inspiration of a D8.
Can I use them both at the same
You
time?
may.
I don't need the bardic inspiration on that.
Well, you're only going to have 10 minutes to use it, so I mean, Want to rake in that cash or not, bro? All right, 27. It ends off with a bang, and Bronn, you can tell that this is coming to an end. Is there anything spectacular you wish to do as the song ends with your abilities?
Yep, he's going to shoot some warding flares off, and also stick his hands out and cast a burning hands straight up into the air.
Metal as fuck, boy. Yeah.
Pyrotechnics.
And as the pyrotechnics go off, you see her kind of like finish the song with a bang and do a huge flourishing bow.
I join her with the big flourishing bow and like very exaggerated, come back up and waving furiously with my one hand, and I let out a big roar, but like I guess not a big bear roar, just like a gentle, excited bear roar. I don't want to scare everyone away.
Should I do an insight for the crowd to see if they can understand the difference?
No.
Yeah, you guys get a standing ovation. This was a fantastic show. And over the next half hour, as people kind of drift off out of the stands and pass you by, a few people want to meet you and talk with I don't remember her name. But you see a lot of people throwing some coins into the hat, and the pouch comes back around to you, Bronn. And with that, I'm going to give Bronn and Bjorn D100 roll, please.
What
Bro.
the fuck?
Bro.
That's not even fucking cool, bro.
The player of the veal was the one that Gondar hooked up with, right?
Indeed.
I picked his roll, not mine. I wasn't holding the bag.
Her name is Ukli Rando.
She should have to roll too.
She did. She's taking her share. Zah, it was a pleasure playing with you. Hopefully, we'll run into each other again. And she reaches in the pouch and she takes out, seems like my share. She takes 33 gold. What is left in there is 106 gold.
Does the sheer majesticness of my performance not give me any bonuses?
No.
I used an inspiration point.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. You're gonna roll me a D100. However, if it rolls over 50, you don't get anything extra. If it rolls under 50, you get the extra amount.
The gig economy is rough.
It's war, brother. It's war.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wow.
All right.
You know what? That was a good performance. You did a good job with your shit tonight. And you know what? Maybe Bronn could use a little helping hand. He did help you out. So instead of the 7, I'll let you keep the 98 instead of the 7. So.
I was passing around that tip jar.
And the light show and shit. So. You
Much
got
appreciated.
197 gold. She took her 33.
Is that where we're ending it for the night?
That is where we are going to end for the night. So just give me a minute to outro the stream and that, and I will be right back.